What's good, everyone? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to the Colosseum Special. Today, we're talking about why black men aren't going to college. And numbers are pretty stark. Coming from a Howard study, the number of black men who only 19% of HBCUs now have black men in total. And this includes everybody. For adults, for foundational black men is even lower. This includes everybody. It's only 19%. In fact, there's just as many foreign people going to HBCUs now. So the college enrollment for black men it has dropped, and my personal response to this is, what else is new? Let me explain. How can I say this? They never wanted black boys to be educated in the first place. I'm going to butcher the name of the conference. They didn't want to. This goes back over 100 years after Reconstruction, back in the 19th century. They never planned. They never really planned to have black boys educated. A lot of your grandpas and great grandpas dropped out at the sixth or eighth grade, and there's a very long history of that. Now the girls, of course, went to college, but black men didn't really start going to college till I would say the 1960s. After civil rights and all that. By the way, what's up, AL? What's up, Horizon? What's up, Detro? Black men didn't really start going to college till the 1960s, really. This is not new. The horrible truth is, how could I say this? According to this country, the horrible truth about black men is it doesn't matter what you do.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
And the other horrible truth is, women don't care about black boys' education, and sadly, a number of black men don't care about black boys' education. Notice I didn't. Some black men don't care about black boys' education because they're too busy sipping for the women. Um, Education is not encouraged in the black community. That fact is undeniable. And whether you like it or not, the majority of the community in itself is ran by single mothers. Yeah, it's always our fault. Doesn't matter. But the community is ran by single mothers. And while single mothers might encourage the girl to go to college, they usually encourage the boy to fend for himself. And that's the horrible truth. What else do I have here? The school system is not generally designed for black boys or boys in general, for that matter. The school system is actually more designed for the girls. Thank you, feminists. And quiet as is kept, white boys ain't going to college like that either now. Oh, let me say that again for the Negroes that didn't hear that in the back. Quiet as is kept, uh, college admission among white boys and men have dropped too. But nobody want to talk about that. They want to focus on black men Black men are the focus of men not going to college because, well,
done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
it's always Jermaine's fault. And if you go on TikTok, there's a bunch of black heifers saying it's all Jermaine's fault. You know, we never tried, yada yada yada. We don't feel like we're equipped to go to college, which is all total bullshit. But you know, that's what they want to claim. But yeah, now it's a big topic because black men don't want to. Black men are not going to college. Now, whether you want to go to college or not, it all depends. It all it all depends really. If you go into STEM, I would recommend going to college. If you go into trades, college may not be for you. You may need to go to a trade school. With that being said, if you can't read or write, which unfortunately a lot of our black boys can't, neither one of those are an option. Something else a lot of people don't want to talk about. A lot of your black boys are not up to par when it comes to reading. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Black women are looking around, not Jermaine in sight, and it's still his fault. Yep. Yep. It's our fault, despite the fact that black women keep their sons away from their fathers, and it's actually gotten worse. That not only do they keep their sons away from their fathers, they keep their sons away from any black male influence, which is why some of these young dudes are fruity and have female tendencies. Why do you think here in the black manosphere, a lot of these dudes sound like they're single mama? I said what I said. Ever wonder why we have a hard time getting these dudes lines? Well, be, it, part of that is because they operate like their single mother, and they want to protect their black queen, their black queen, their queen to be. It's their queen to be. They want to protect the black queen, so they'll also come along and say, well, it's the black man's fault. You got some of those say it's the black man's fault. Yeah, it's our fault. We don't get a line. Shout out to the Panda African, Dr. Umar. Of course, he gets paid to do that, but you know, it is what it is. But let's see what some other black folk are saying about this topic. All right, that just oh damn it. Give me 1 second. All right, let's go back here. But yeah, it's a complicated issue. There are multiple reasons why black men are not going to college. And quite frankly, college is not designed for men anymore. It's designed for women, which is why women are the most enrolled. Not necessarily the most educated. Black women keep proving that every day. They're the most enrolled, not the most educated. And yeah, I said what I said. If there are any black women listening, y'all are not the most educated. You just happen to be the most enrolled. and you can yell and scream at me, but y'all get on TikTok and other places every day and prove you're not the most educated. So take that however you want to take it.
We did not go to college because we was too busy trying to figure out how to pay for lunch because our daddies was in prison because y'all kept putting shit in the street to make sure they went to prison so that we could not afford lunch, so that we therefore could not afford college. So if you would please shut the fuck up worried about why we didn't go to college. Thank you.
And that may be one reason, but that's
did not have a choice. We chose greed. We chose a bag over a man. We chose to not have our children. We would rather have a bunch of money than have our children have a father in the home.
that's another reason why black men are not going to college because the father's not in the home. Now, sometimes that's because the father's a deadbeat. There are deadbeats out there. A lot of time it's because the mother can't deal with the fact that the father left her, and she keeps her child away from the father to play games with him. A sad truth, but it's a horrible truth. By the way, I got 20 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit my Cash App, support the show, which is pinned at the top. Hit the super chat and support the show. Support your interests. And let me take a look at my poll here. I asked, are you surprised that black men are not going to college? And most of you said, hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. And, should surprise no one. Let's continue.
Home. I disagree. No one.
Somebody tell Corey.
I don't know what man needs to hear this, but can we stop acting like it's normal for the mother to carry all the responsibility?
Well, Kay, that's her name, Kay. It is the mother's responsibility because if the mother's going to keep her child away from the father, it's her responsibility to make sure that child gets raised, Kay. But anyway, that's not what this stream is about.
You really still have grown people trying to teach people lessons by ghosting them or giving them the silent treatment.
This conversation about black men going to college, y'all are dancing right on the issue. And it's your pro-blackness that won't let you take it where you need to take it.
Yeah, it's black women's fault. Black women don't encourage their boys to go to college. Then they keep the father out of life, so the father can't encourage the boy to go to college.
And I ain't going to say it because it's an uncomfortable truth. Once
Oh, don't worry. I'll say it for you.
you put two and two together about what it is, it'll make sense why our community looks the way it looks. It'll make complete sense. If you're pregnant, hope and pray that it's a girl.
Oh,
But
boy.
if you want a boy, be prepared to roll up your sleeves. And I'm talking to even those of y'all who are
Yeah, y'all have to roll up your sleeves because you kicked the father out of the house. You think we don't know that? You think we're stupid, man? Of course you think we're stupid, but you think we don't know that these boys aren't where they need to be because y'all kicked the fathers out of the house? You didn't think there was a price to pay for that, ma'am? I'm with shout out to BGS in the chat. You're probably right. The black community's done because these heifers are not going to change.
married and he will have a present father, even him, be prepared to work. And that's the job of the parent. Start as early as possible. All the resources you can online, from the school, whatever. But so those of y'all looking for y'all baby daddy, because I know y'all don't look for husbands, make sure that man is smart, not educated, smart. This conversation about black men going to college, y'all are dancing right on the issue.
Well, you have to be educated to be smart. But boy, these heifers. By the way, since BGS is in the building, like, share, subscribe, hit my Cash App, support the show, hit the super chat, support the show. The BGS tax is in effect. But you started to kind of see why black boys aren't going to college. Look at their mothers.
I don't see nobody talking about this topic, bro. And trigger warning right now, because this might come across a little rash or a little hasty. I don't really care because it needs to be said. And this conversation about the whole black men going to college thing, this is just turned into, I could tell exactly what it's turned into. It just turned into we're about to berate, degrade, and bash the black men parade.
Of course, son. Of course. Son, if you haven't learned by now, here, I'll say, I'll play it again. If you haven't learned by now,
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. Just like I do all 7 days of the week, twice on Saturday, because I got time. Look, bro.
Twice on Saturday, more like 3 or 4 times on Sunday. Don't nobody say shit. What's going on, Al? You there?
I'm good, but I'm going on mute. Just keep rolling.
First of all, the reason why black men don't value or they just simply don't want to. Y'all know that starts at home, right? Let's go ahead and act real quick, right? Let's go ahead and just start the scene. Jarquavius Marshawn Jones, sit your stupid ass down. That's how that's how like 50 to 60% of black women are talking to their black sons.
Yeah.
Pictures, you look just like your damn daddy. That's how y'all be talking to y'all black sons, bro. And then y'all wondering why they're not emotional intelligent. Then you wonder why they grow up mad and angry. So then what's your next outlet? You're going to put them in sports because you know that now they're 10, 11, 12. They're getting a little bit too big.
Nah, half of them don't even want to do that, unfortunately.
Your little whooping's not doing nothing. So now you have to put them in a contact sport in order so they can try to emotionally regulate. Oh, yeah, I'm about to put you in football. I'm about to put you in basketball. You need to get in some sports. That'd be the first thing that happens, bro.
And they don't listen to the coaches either.
Not live that.
That's what nobody want to talk about.
Bro, that's literally what happens. And then number two, y'all act like going to school, like black women. Stop this whole classism superiority complex. Anybody can go to school if they are taught the right skills. The last 20, 30 years since the movie The Barbershop, since Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married, since all the little Madea plays, has been black women be independent. Don't need no man. Black women go get your money. Don't worry about no man. Don't rely on no man out here. Don't rely on no man. That's what all Generation X, all the millennials told.
And that's why y'all are the most miserable too. Oops, did I say that out loud?
Y'all. So y'all naturally grew up and your whole focus was, I'm about to go to college or I'm about to become an esthetician. I'm about to do something. I'm about to get some money and I'm about to get away from black men. The reason why y'all don't get targeted as much because y'all are not threats. Look what happened to Malcolm X, unalive. Marcus Garvey, unalive. Bob Marley, unalived. MLK, unalive. Because when black men get education, we are a big threat. You know why? Because black men, we have the societal pressure to take our family with us, and we're not seen as valuable until we give back to the community. Black women, on the other hand, women in general, that's not a responsibility for y'all. Y'all are the weaker vessel and the more emotional vessel. So also, y'all can get further while being more emotional and have less emotional regulation. Hence, is why you see a black woman on a register or a black woman in places of customer service, and she can have the nastiest attitude. But if a black man of her same counterpart has their same attitude, he's not even getting, they're not taking him serious in an interview. He's not getting the.
Well, with the exception of Target, I've seen a lot of emotional black men in Target, especially on the register. I'm just saying.
Job. So we actually have to try harder than everybody. And this
probably one of the reasons why Target is struggling right now. Oops, I said that out loud.
Conversation is.
It has nothing to do with DEI.
Proving exactly that. So, and then the third thing, these teachers since 2020 have been on this app telling you single black moms about how the black man's at reading and comprehension level is falling behind. Who are most of the single parents? Black women. So if we're
70%. 70% of the parents in the black community now are black women. Like it or not. Like it or not. Let's continue.
gonna sit up here and berate and bash black men. Let's shed some light on the full story and what's really happening in that home. They're being woke up. Hurry up and get y'all ass up. Go to school. Da, da, da. That's how black men are being woken up. Yes, don't get me wrong. Yes, is it happening in the black women? Yes, are there black women who are jealous of their daughters? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, black men are going to harbor that a lot more because we're expected to help the same mom and the same granny, the same auntie, whoever we're staying with. We're required to turn around at 17 and 18 to help them. Also, black women, for women in general, it's acceptable for society, for socially acceptable for women to be broke. Black men have to have money. We have to have money. Men have to be able to provide. And if you're not providing, you're seen as broke, destitute. You're not worth my time. That's what y'all have been telling us. So now it's all of a sudden, it's a surprise when junior year comes.
No, actually, it's not a surprise. This is done intentionally.
Around and SATs come around and apply for college come around and FAFSA applications come around. We don't know how to do none of that. We don't have an ecosystem to help us do none of that. Do y'all understand that? And then, like I said, there's no emotional regulation. You didn't.
It's actually deeper than that, son. Some black men have tried to build that ecosystem around you, and black women usually kill it. Case in point, my brother's keeper. My Brother's Keeper, started by President Barack Obama. Who killed it? Wasn't white men, wasn't white women. It was black women. What about the girls? Black girls have plenty of programs to help them. What about the boys? Let's continue.
Have any black man in your hood, in your society, to see them pay rent, pay bills, and do this, especially legally. So, of course, we're not going to be able to achieve the same things that y'all have, though, while being in the same household or in the same communities.
Well,
don't you get it? It's very simple. If you have your same-sex counterpart in the home playing their part, it's going to be way easier to do that because you've seen it. Humans are visual creatures. We're creatures of habit. So if we didn't have a black man there for 18 to 21 years, why would we just wake up junior year and just be able to start doing all this magnificent stuff y'all talking about? We keep talking about college and graduate.
They know they're just too stubborn to give up control of the black community, sadly. Which is why the black community is in the shithole it's in right now.
The programs, we have to start at K through 8 first. We ain't even about to get to high school. Let's start at that. Black men have the highest dropout levels for middle school and high school, but nobody's talking about that. Who's responsible? The same black women that were responsible for laying down, having said kids with these men. So we're not about to sit up here and just try to bash black men, or they just simply don't want to. Well, in therapy, the first thing that they teach y'all black women is y'all the highest, y'all number one in therapy and y'all number one in degrees. Well, you should know that that's not the real answer. Clearly, there's a deeper answer why he just doesn't want to. It's because nobody has seen.
Also, number one in student debt, but they don't want to talk about that, do they?
In him wanting to. Nobody has pushed him to want to. And black men are seen as you need to get money first, ask questions later. That's how success is marketed towards black men. That's why most black men, we do grow up listening to rappers. We do grow up listening to athletes. We do grow up listening to entertainers because that's what's marketed to us. What's marketed to black women is be strong, independent, and do not rely on a man for nothing. And when you get your wealth, keep it to yourself.
In other words, what this young man is trying to tell you is black women are taught to be, how can I say this? I'm independent. They're taught to be independent. I say that for a reason.
So yes, it's completely different. Black men are a threat to the white infrastructure because when we get success, they know that we're going to bring our wives with us. We're going to bring our kids with us. We're going to bring our bros with us. We're going to put everybody on. We're going to put the community on. When y'all get success, y'all hoard it, and then y'all start having a superiority complex of classism. It's not the same. So
nope, it's not.
Don't try to get on this.
Fortunately for us, the white man can't afford to hold us down anymore if they're going to compete with China. Y'all get up here, get mad at me if you want to, but you know I'm telling the truth.
Bro, we're not about to do that, bro. And like I said, it's trigger warning.
If you want to compete with China and you want to get your white boys off the stuff, because what you do to black people comes back on y'all. Case in point, y'all put crack in our neighborhoods. Now you see what fentanyl's done to yours. if you want to get this train back on the tracks, you know what you got to do. So I'm gonna say about that.
I don't care about how you feel. You can put your thoughts in the comment. I don't care. But this will be the last video I'm posting, and nothing.
It is not easier to raise boys than it is to raise girls.
Whose fault is that? We didn't tell y'all to kick the man out of the house. What you crying for? Seriously.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of times with parenting, specifically with parenting boys, a lot of parents will emotionally neglect.
You mean mothers emotionally neglect? Who has the majority of households now in the black community? Oh, right, single mothers, not single fathers.
Raising their sons. Parents tend to hyper
You mean single mothers?
focus on their daughters and be involved
You mean single mothers hyper focus on their daughters and leave the boys to themselves.
in their daughter's business, but allow their sons to roam freely without much guidance. Boys and girls need the same type of parenting. The same systems that are put in place when you're raising a daughter should be the same systems that you put in place when raising a son.
Not necessarily. Hey, yo, you want to jump in on this? Because I don't have any kids. Guess not. Okay.
You expect your daughter to be a high achiever, to make good grades, you should have those same expectations for your sons. Just because they're boys does not mean that they are not able to be high achievers in school. If
Very true. I'll
your
give her that.
daughter has a curfew, your son should have a curfew. If your daughter is not allowed to bring certain people over, your son should not be allowed to bring people over. If you are all in your daughter's business, you should be all in your son's business. The same questions that you ask your daughter are the same questions you ask your son. The same expectations that you have of your daughters are the same expectations you should have of your sons.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't always operate like that, even in two-parent households. Sadly. But let's continue.
Seeing a lot of people be shocked of the educational gap between black women and black men attending colleges. I'm just trying to figure out what everybody else was, because black women been paying attention to this. Like,
yeah, you didn't do shit about it.
We've been saying this. We've been saying this. Like, this is why a lot of, honestly, one of the reasons.
No, you just bring up that now because you're trying to wheel this back in.
Why a lot of black women.
You've been knowing it, but you ain't been saying shit.
Women are not in relationships because a lot of black men drastically do not amount up educationally with a lot of black women.
Really? Y'all not that educated. Come on now.
Simple. Like, we've been saying this shit. And all of that, but the increase in podcasts, my God, instead of them niggas educating the youth on.
Boy, she better be glad she ain't on the street, because you know what I would ask her, AL? Can you tell me what a language model is?
I have no words for this type of performance at all whatsoever. I'm beyond it. I'm on my black pill when it comes to shit like this.
Yeah. But let's continue.
Geometry, trigonometry, algebra, science, actual fucking history. They wanted to fucking teach them about misogyny, incel, hotep content. We should have been saying something, but now everybody is now aware, since there are people making articles and actually.
You know what? I'm kind of glad this heifer said this, because well, I'll detail more about what I want to do later. But anyway,
showing statistical numbers behind this shit. Black women been saying this shit. Black women been gaining degrees, but you know what black men been?
Yeah, gaining degrees and a lot of debt that they can't pay off.
saying as a response to black women gaining all those degrees, they've been talking about the debt ratio that we have. Well, how are you gonna be too motherfucking broke anyway? You sit up here getting all those degrees and you ain't doing shit but adding all that debt to it.
Pretty much.
So, in order for you to win in this life is to gain debt. I thought everybody fucking knew that shit. Y'all even know that shit. Y'all literally gamble your motherfucking life away all fucking day.
Yeah, but y'all being stupid about it.
There's a depth to every fucking thing when you're trying to make money on. But yeah, we've been.
Did you say manyan? Oh, good lord.
Saying that. Like, I think
Let's rewind that.
Fucking life away all fucking day. There's a depth to every fucking thing when you're trying to make money on. But
yeah, that's what she said. She said manyan. Damn.
But they're the most educated.
Yeah, the quote unquote most educated. My ass cheeks. What's going on, Vincent?
Same old song, just a different beat of the drum. They talking about college education and all that stuff. Did she just say the best? Like we supposed to go get debt to get rich? That's not. I don't. What?
That's kind of true to a degree. If you know how rich people manage their money,
Yeah.
But they're not talking about what black women are doing.
No. You're talking about going to, like, I get education investment. By the way, I mean, y'all, I've spoken to y'all. I've been on panels.
I mean, if you talk to the upper rich people, like people like Trump and stuff, yeah, they deal with a certain amount of debt. That is true.
Yeah, but they're also creditors. They use it to they leverage their debt to get credit and things like that. But education, the thing, I'm gonna try to. I've been working on trying to be concise and brief, but I'm gonna flow real quick, right?
All right.
People go to school to go get a job. That's the first place where people, mess up at going to go get an education. Because 100-something years ago, people used to go to school to be able to work for themselves and open up a firm, or like how like we watch those like noir movies where like there's a private eye, whatever like that. People used to open up their own firms and work for themselves and stuff. But for some reason, we started to go to school to go get a job when jobs aren't a guarantee. All that stuff is an ideal. So I think we go to school for the wrong reason sometimes. We go to school for somebody to give you something, and they don't really gotta give you shit.
So okay, let me get in there. I appreciate I appreciate that point of view, and I think in general in this space there's a lot of black men, especially like they're pretty prominent in this space, that are of the view of you go to school to get a job, and I am very on a common sense level, I understand that and I agree with it partially, but that's actually a pretty flawed way of looking at everything. So the first thing is, colleges were absolutely not founded for getting a job, right? Colleges were created by, the higher class, upper echelon of the society for mastery of subjects of mathematics, of logic, of arithmetic, of reading, of all those things. Most of the time,
clergy.
Well,
the clergy were actually the first schools before there was colleges.
For religion, but again,
no. The clergy, go back to Egypt. Okay, the first teachers were the clergy.
They were the doctors too.
Religious, like the priests and stuff is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, priests were the educated class. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like even the Dead Sea Scrolls were written by monks, right? They were the main ones who were literate because they were writing down these religious texts, right? But I'm fast forwarding to the 1700s. I'm talking about like Harvard, Stanford, like the first universities weren't for pumping out jobs. They were for mastery of subjects,
for
right?
upper class people, yeah.
For upper class people, right? And so my whole point is we are so consumerized and focused on commodities in America that we only see things in order to make money.
The switch was when the immigrants came in and they opened up land grant colleges to teach them certain skills and trades. Okay.
Exactly. And then I'll land it right here, because the bigger point of going to college is you learning a subject to then go into the private sector to create something new, like building on large language models or some type of new thing in biochemistry or something. You can't just learn it on your own to do that stuff. You need to get into a university that has high, like expensive equipment, that has the certifications to allow you to deal with dangerous chemicals to learn these things. So if you're going to do something new and make the real big bucks, more than 100,000 a year or 200,000 a year, you're going to have to learn a hard science or some way to create something new in the system. And college is the best way to do it. Or just make a bunch of money and then hire people to go to college, right? So I'll land it there.
And you know, you be contractors, make a lot of money. There's all kind of people that open up businesses, contracting business, make, you know, like my plumber made it. You know, it was back in the '90s. Okay, he was making $1 million a year.
Damn.
As a plumber. So but you know, you had people working under him. But the thing is, you can make $1 million a year.
He was rich as shit.
But the thing is, you know,
at that time, especially,
you don't go to college just to get a trade. You go to college to get educated. Okay.
Yes.
Because you know, even if you're gonna go to a large language model, you got to learn how to read and write first and do arithmetic first. Okay, before you even get into that. Okay, it's not a trade school, and you have to have other well-rounded subjects to go along with it.
Yes.
If they don't just, you know, I don't care who you are. You can go, you know, I was in STEM, right? Chemistry. Okay, they go do only 30% of your courses are around STEM. The rest is liberal arts. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. I was actually glad BGS came up because I had briefly mentioned it earlier. Like, this is not really a new problem. They've never really wanted black boys. What was the name of that conference back in the 19th century?
The Mohawk Conference.
Mohawk Conference.
Yes.
Them not wanting black boys to be really educated is not new.
No.
This is not a new concept.
No. In fact, we keep preaching the same thing over and over and over again since 1865. Okay, that education is not necessary for boys, especially black boys. Okay, trades are. Okay, we've been teaching trades for 100 and almost 200 years. Okay, it's not new. Okay.
Yeah.
But black boys going to in mass going to college didn't happen until the 60s and 70s. That was the peak.
Right.
I had two trades.
In fact, Moynihan, when he wrote the Moynihan report, right? Only 23% of black boys ever graduated from high school.
Yeah, I talked about that. A lot of your grandfathers didn't even make it to the 8th grade.
Yeah, didn't make it to 8th grade. Yeah, I know.
And whether they weren't smart, it's just that, you know, it wasn't encouraged, and they probably
it wasn't encouraged. Plus, they you know,
probably had to go to work.
The jobs, they had to go to work because most of the jobs were either manual labor or farming, stuff like that, where they didn't need to learn how to read or write. They just apprenticed.
The economy was different back then too. The needs were different back then.
We didn't have machines. Okay, why'd you have to start educating men? Because you need to go into factories. And then you need to know how to read, write, and measure.
Men were producers, and they wasn't necessarily into like clerical shit.
Oh, it's not just clerical. Okay, 90% of your people or 80% of your people were where before 1950?
In rural areas.
In rural areas, they were on the farm. Okay. There was no service sector. The service sector was tiny. Okay. What happened? What made people move away from the farms?
Moving to the city.
Farming machines. My mother told me she was a sharecropper when she was a child. Okay. Why did she move to the city when she was a teenager? Because the machines came in and took their jobs.
Took their jobs for us.
They took their jobs. And black men didn't have an unemployment problem before 1950. Okay.
Nope.
Or issues with groceries because they grew their own shit.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's something. That's not true because a lot of the crops you grown was to be sold. Okay. Doesn't believe. Yeah, they went hungry. Don't believe that bullshit. Okay. I don't know where you get that from.
Hey, look, I'm one of the youngest people here. My bad.
Okay. Don't believe that bullshit. I can ask the ones that are still living. Ask my aunts. Okay, they tell you that's bullshit. Well, go ahead.
Yes, I find it very, very funny. I'm not funny, but like, wow, like you are really old, man. Like,
how old is really old? Okay, my mother's 86. Okay,
like
like even I know it, but like even when I hear it, like you said, my grandma was a sharecropper. Like
He ain't gonna say it right now.
Hold on. I mean, let him finish. I mean, what do you call really old? What's really old to you? No, you can say I'm old. I'm asking, what's your opinion? Really old?
Like when you get in your 70s.
I'm not there yet, but go ahead.
But true. You almost did, like you knocking on the door, like right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Like,
so okay.
But no disrespect, no disrespect.
No, I'm not saying it is. I don't care. But you know what? People say, "Nigga, you old." I said, "Okay, what's my alternative to being old?"
Exactly, being dead, basically.
Being dead, basically, yeah.
Well, you want to know what? Men don't really reach.
But hold on.
Wait. Y'all can't all get in at one time. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I was saying that because when people say my uncle was a sharecropper, like in my brain, I basically kind of revert that to basically being enslaved. So I'd be like, damn, we like only 2 generations.
No.
Yeah, basically, my mother was 2 generations away from slavery. She was.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, because like if you were a sharecropper, you basically were.
Because my great grandmother was she was a child. Okay.
Oh, okay.
My mother's uncle was a sharecropper.
Yeah.
He sharecropped until I think they were sharecropping until like the 60s.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my people from Florida, so I know, but because my grandparent would tell me that like that their parents were sharecroppers.
So you can add money to that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. In rural, like in North Carolina, where I'm from, they still had outhouses out here in the 70s.
Yeah.
70s and 80s, man.
I mean, my uncles, one of my youngest uncles, right? Okay, going to college, hold on. If you went to college, okay, they look at you like you were strange, okay?
Oh, yeah.
It was so unusual for a black man to go to college, just not graduate to get a degree, just to go to college.
Like I said, it's not encouraged. That's one of the things I said at the beginning. It's not encouraged in the black community, really, for black men in particular to go to college.
No. Sure, fucking wasn't for me.
No.
My grandmother had the potential to go, but my granddaddy, that was never a conversation.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go to work.
Yeah.
Different time though, yeah, because I think at that point in time, I think it was around the World War II. I think it happened. I think.
What?
I think that's when my granddaddy said he met my grandma and he did not want to go to war, so he married her real quick and real early.
Okay. Yeah.
He didn't want to go to war or something like that.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but my uncle went to college in the late 60s. Okay.
But what's funny?
He was the only one.
What's interesting is that we'll always bring up examples like George Washington Carver. He invented all these different things with the peanuts. It's like, how do you think he did that? It's by learning, right? And so, if we're going to do anything, we're going to have to really amp up on our abilities and do it. So I'm not hating on get your paper, get stabilized, but what I'm challenging everyone's assumption is you're only working to make money. But if you look at a lot of the richest people in the world, they're way past needing to work to make money, and they work harder than everyone here, right? Elon Musk probably works 80 hours a week. He doesn't have to do that, right?
They got handouts, bro.
But you got okay. The thing is,
you're understanding my point.
The thing is, everybody's putting the cart before the horse. Okay, you got all those people you talk about started as little kids. Okay.
Oh, 100%. But my point is, this is a new era where everyone has access to the internet, and so I give you to the age of 25 to excuses, and after 25, it's like no one's going to help you. So
the thing is, where are the habits formed to learn?
No, understood.
Under 7, okay.
These are 2 different arguments that we're having. We're having one that the women, when they have the care of the children, are 100% responsible for the education. But then the other thing is our culture. We have a cultural thing. Like even in this space, guys are still trying to poo-poo going to college rather than just spinning. When did they do that? Hold on.
Let me finish. Okay, what I'm saying is, tell us when your end point is, because we don't know. Because you run on sentences. So tell us when you pause. Okay.
I got it. 10 seconds. What I'm saying is, even in the space, instead of spinning it like, hey, get your money, but eventually you're going to want to do more things in life than just lay pipes or do electricity. And there's plenty of things to do. Right. And so that's what education is for. And so but we don't look at it that way. Done.
The thing is, if you're in my space, you're getting educated. Okay.
Exactly. I'm confused. Like,
If you're in my,
I've never
I don't.
been
If you in my space, I teach you stuff that they don't teach you in college. You're not gonna
Sure
get this in
don't. I
college.
didn't learn. There's a lot of stuff I learned from you I
Trust
didn't
and
learn in
believe.
college.
Trust and believe. I got a daughter with a bachelor's, daughter with a master's, and I say stuff to them, and their eyes glaze over. Okay,
Yeah.
because they never got
Hold
it.
on. Now, before we
Go ahead.
continue,
Mhm.
I got 46 watching. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit my Cash App, support the show, hit my Super Chat and support the show. Support your interests. BGS tax in effect.
So what we talked about, people, guys after 25, you can do whatever you want because that's up to you. Okay. The
Right.
thing is, how do you deal with a structural problem? Okay. This is not about 25 guys or 25 years or older. Okay. Basically, if you want
This
to
is
get
actually a man problem in general in the United States.
this is a structural problem that's been going on for a very long time, right?
Mhm.
Can you repair broken men? That's hard. How do the thing is, I don't. You guys think people just change their worldview just willy nilly? Okay.
Yeah. No.
No.
Like all of a sudden, just wake up day, a coconut bounces on my head. I'm gonna change my worldview.
Nope.
Shit don't happen like that.
Nope.
Okay, how do you get a guy that said HVAC is making his money to want to be educated? Okay, 80% of people are not intellectually curious like that. 80%
You have
of
to
people.
teach them to be. You have to teach them to be intellectually curious.
Yeah, they have to be groomed that way to be intellectually curious.
Mhm.
Even your women that have degrees, okay, they're not intellectually curious.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
don't think in other cultures that do have that are strong in other trades are as vocal saying don't go to college, right? That's my point.
Because we talk to the elite of those people, okay?
I'm talking about Hispanics, normal Asians on the ground.
Go to
them all the time.
go to the country of where they come from, okay?
Mhm.
They don't talk that way.
Well,
go to the country where they come from, okay?
That's fair enough in their country.
The people that make it here are rare, okay?
Exactly. Like if you go to Uganda, bro, the average Ugandan is kind of slow. I'm not
slow.
I'm saying
The average Ugandan and average Kenyan, I was just reading this, have a 4th or 5th grade education. Okay.
Exactly. A 5th grade education at most, bro.
At most, yeah.
I got you.
And they barely have that, okay? And they're content, okay? Okay. And what I'm saying is, when they get here, the people that you see here are more forward thinking, right? There's a reason that
there's an upper class.
There's a reason.
Those are the people we're competing.
The talented 10th, as it were.
You're not listening to what I'm saying, okay? You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're comparing the more progressive and aggressive people that actually have the gumption to leave where they're at, where they were, and come here versus the average person on the ground, right? If you want to compare apples to apples, compare the guy, the Pookie here with the Pookie in Guatemala or Mexico or Colombia, okay?
Exactly.
Do 1-to-1.
I mean, because when I talk to people in Uganda about opening businesses, like you can see like the glass, he look in their eyes, like almost if I'm talking to like I'm talking Sanskrit to him. Yeah. I'd be like, oh yeah, we can do this with a business. We can do this, and I can get an LLC for my country, and you can go do this, and we can go like we can invest in it.
Yeah,
He's looking at me like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like all I know is I sell fruit on the corner, and I'm selling stuff on the street. That's all I make my money. He couldn't even visualize a world where that's even possible.
Yeah, the reason that they come here in the first place, to cross the border and work their ass off 13, 14 hours a day is so that their kids can get educated, is so that their kids can be better than them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm in California. I'm in California.
I got you.
I'm in a major Latino state. Okay. I see these motherfuckers every day. Okay. Art teaches these kids. Go ahead.
But to BGS's point, this is a structural problem because was that a few months ago you went over that Latina chick couldn't even read and got into college?
Yeah, he got to college. Yeah.
My mouth was on the floor when we was doing that stream. I was like,
which is why I don't like. I really don't prefer kids under the age of a high school age to be fucking around with ChatGPT and AI. Okay, I don't like them messing with them. Yeah, that's why. Because you got to learn to do some things the hard way, and AI is not.
But it's the intellectual form of smoking.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What the thing is, what is the purpose of an education? Okay, it's not just to learn facts. What is it? To learn how to do what? Think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's why you write essays. That's why you learn mathematics, right?
Yeah.
That's why you learn structure, right?
Hold on, wait a
You
minute,
learn
wait
how,
a minute,
you
wait a
learn how
minute,
to
wait a
think.
minute,
Okay.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
But BGS what?
No, hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
Okay.
minute. Let me get in for a minute.
Go ahead.
I could tell you for somebody who used Copilot to help me program,
Mm-hmm.
I would not give that to a beginner. They would be lost because sometimes sometimes the AI is not designed to think for you. If you don't know the context of what you're programming, you're gonna write some very bad code.
That
That's probably
part.
not even going to compile.
That part.
So AI is not designed to think for you, and quite frankly, the processing power to even think about it thinking for you is not ready for human consumption. The quantum computers, they have to keep them on ice because they run so hot.
They have to be at the near state of zero for them to actually work,
Yeah,
because
liquid nitrogen level. Yeah.
the quantum effect only works at 273 degrees below centigrade. Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds about
I'm
right.
surprised.
That causes the quantum state. Go ahead.
But what I was about to say real quick is Rockefeller didn't want us to think anyway. He just wanted us to be like the AI that AB just talked about.
Oh, okay. The thing is, okay, if once machines come in, right? Okay, you can't have dumbass farmers that don't know how to read, write, or measure. Okay.
Yeah.
So you slowly but surely have to educate the whole workforce to actually come up to code, right? Henry Ford cannot have dumbass people on his assembly line, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you be fucking up the product. So you have to have a certain level of education.
And Henry Ford also paid his workers a livable wage because he needed people who could afford the cars.
Could afford the cars and afford how to get a certain level of education to actually work, okay? At some point, unless you want to stay like places like Uganda and stuff like that. Why do you think Uganda and a lot of African countries struggle? Right? Because they can't educate their children.
Right.
You can't even live in an advanced society like this without a certain level of education.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna say this at least about at least some of the African nations. Like when you got to pay your kid to when you get to pay an substantial amount to put your kid into school, right? I'm telling you, like you got people literally paying, let's say 60% of their yearly wage goes to putting their kid in school. That's not plus food. That's not housing, entertainment, or nothing, right? That's why you see when you usually go down to some of these countries, you see people wearing the same kind of clothes, the same kind of raggedy kind of thing. It is what it is. Like you have to be educated to even grab the opportunities that they even have available to them. Like the average person in most of these countries don't even know the opportunity is there because they're not educated.
Because they don't have access to knowledge. Okay.
Exactly.
So, but that's neither here nor there. That's why I said earlier on my show. Okay. The people going to college, the amount of kids in college is an indicator of your primary education. Okay. And I said, in my opinion, every black boy should be college ready, whether he goes or not.
Yeah, that's why I'm at, and I think again, whether you go right after when you're 18 or when you go when you're 55, I think the experience, and you don't have to go to the most expensive college. Like you can go to like an El Camino here in like Lawndale or wherever. You can go to a community college, right? But it's more just going through a process and having to reach a standard and finishing it, right? It is a big deal, and it's not that it's impossible, but it changes your brain in a very positive way.
Most people cannot, and I've tried this. Most people cannot learn on their own. 90% of people cannot learn. I've tried it because I've tried to show people how to learn on their own, right? And they said, no, I need to have somebody in front of me. I need to have personal contact. I need somebody to give me the information from one human to the next. They found that out during COVID, right? Okay, machines can't teach these kids. Okay,
right?
They need human to human contact.
They got human interaction.
Yeah.
Shout out to 300. I'm gonna butcher that for the Cash App though. Thank you for the Cash App. Y'all hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit the Super Chat, support the show. Ching, 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 ching. You better thank your donors.
What I don't like about this kind of crap talk about black men is that you see these stats come out every freaking year about the plight of black boys in their education, right? For the
Right.
last 50 years, okay? You've seen it. They've kept track of it. They've been telling it. They've written books about it, right? And
Right.
now you're saying all of a sudden it's there's other reasons why this stuff happens. Come on now.
By the way, I would encourage everybody to read "A Boys and Men" by Richard Reeves.
The Boys and Men, yeah. There's a good book called The Boy Problem by Julia Grant from 1850 to 1971, right?
Oh,
About
okay.
educating boys. Okay, this stuff is not new. Okay, in 1972 when they handed over the educational system to the feminists, there was a shift from 1917 when they actually made the education slanted toward boys because boys weren't going. Okay. Boys would drop out of school. Boys would form gangs and all kinds of. Well, these white boys forming gangs and shit, right? They had to figure out a way to keep boys in school and educate them, right? So they gave them an education that was actually slanted toward boys. Okay.
Wait, BGS gangs wasn't just a black thing?
You ever heard of the gangs in New York?
Of course not.
It's never been just a black thing.
It's
a male thing.
What is it? What is actually a gang? It's a hunting party. Okay.
It is of all cultures.
Of all cultures.
What do you think the Viking Raiders were?
That's why they put in sports. Okay, why do you have sports teams? To take the place of what? Gangs.
Yeah, all raiders and pirates are gangs.
Yes, they're hunting parties. Okay, we just didn't call them gangs.
Yeah, the gangs are nothing new.
Yeah,
What's going on, Amber?
It's a natural male formation, and they know it. You know, that's how come they try to divert it. That's how come they try to.
Why do you think we have sports?
And why do you think they're scared of the so-called manosphere, right? They're afraid that men are going to form pockets, okay, that they can't control.
And I'm glad you said that. What's the name of that series on Netflix? Because I just got my Netflix.
Adolescence.
Yeah.
Adolescence. Okay.
Which is bullshit. You know, number one, why is a 13-year-old boy walking at 11 o'clock at night with a knife? And and what's the girl doing out there with him?
Exactly.
It
didn't even make any sense when I was like, these scenarios didn't make any sense. Almost like they pre-planned this. Almost.
It's feminine fear mongering.
Let me talk about this for a minute because I'll be hearing stories in Indiana how these kids, these teenagers, be out, to be caught late at night, found dead and stuff. And I keep thinking to myself, there's such thing as being out past 11 at night when we were teenagers. It just didn't.
Street lights, bro.
Well, I grew up with my father and my mother. It just didn't happen. Me being out past 10 just didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It's one thing if you grow up in a poor neighborhood, right, in the housing project, that can happen. But a middle class family with a 4-bedroom house,
no.
In a middle class neighborhood, come on now.
No, everybody at home when the street lights come on.
Street lights on, and your parents don't know that you out at 11 until midnight. Okay,
makes no sense.
And then on top of that, what's the girl that 13-year-olds doing out at 11 o'clock in an empty parking lot in the middle of the night by herself?
It made no sense. These two to meet, they had to necessarily meet and have this conversation and say we're going to meet at this place at this point in time.
At point in time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 1 in a billion convergence of circumstances, and they're like, "Oh, look at this! Like this doesn't make sense."
I happened to talk to the girlfriend that rejected me in the middle of the night, and I happened to have a knife with me. Oh,
yeah, it's a 1 in a billion.
It doesn't make any sense.
If that,
it doesn't. But that's why it's propaganda. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Especially at that age.
At any age, but especially at 13. Come on now.
Yeah, 13, especially at 13. Nobody, 13s are out and about like that.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Does that take place in the UK or is it United States?
UK, bro.
It's in the UK, and in the UK, like they were like they've had some issues with riots and whatnot, and knifing attacks is pretty common.
Yeah,
I watched and also watched a clip where they were talking about like the misconception of black male masculinity over there, like the concept of the roadman and everything. It's like how they try to demonize black masculinity. All that shit. It's like,
you know what? Because of Andrew Tate. Okay,
basically, every time something happens, basically with some men having some, I'm not going to say some standards, is Andrew Tateism. I call it the Andrew Tateism thing because everything is just it's always him for some reason necessarily. It's always his face and like the evil man than Andrew Tate. And I'm like, they running a smear campaign necessarily, but
The Dark Prince of Ashy Blokes.
Yeah.
They never gave you Ashy Blokes YouTube. That never gets old.
And they copy negative black stereotypes like what is it? Not the boys. What do they call them?
Top boys.
Top boys, right?
Top boys, roadmen, yardmen.
Top boys is just a wire, man.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen that's where I mentioned the roadmen from the Top Boys and everything.
Yeah. And they're enamored with this stuff.
I don't understand why, but I do got a thing. The thing I've seen. Now I've noticed. I think I listened to Ed video. I don't know if you can say that name here. I don't know if I can, but basically, I'm listening to what he was saying when he was like, a lot of these men can't identify good black women. And I actually just kind of went on TikTok probably like a couple of hours ago, and I'm watching it. Like it's weird when like you hear somebody say it, and then as soon as you hear somebody say it, you go look online and you see people doing it in action, like right in front of you, as you hearing somebody say you can't identify a good black woman, because there's literally women who will come to on the panels and say the most heinous stuff about black women. About black men. You have one. I consider it's like one matriarch. I consider her one of the old school matriarchs. Right. She come down there necessarily and then check all the women that jumped off the panel, right? And then all of a sudden the dude who run the panel, all of a sudden he quiet, and I'm like, bro, you like, when I came on the panel, you was rah against me, and I'm actually correcting the bad behavior of these women that's on here. Like she got to come up here, she got to at least be in her 50s.
My big mama had to come up and get shit straight.
And get shit straight. And I'm like, bro, first off, you was a man and you own this goddamn, you the host of this group panel, so you should at least be able to check these women. I come in and check these women. You and the other two men attack me. Then you got the matriarch got to come up here and then
that's why I showed you that guy whose wife or baby mama had put a jacket on her and had false paternity on him. He didn't want to see her no more, right? And guess who invited her over? His sister. And when she walked in, he's going to be upset. You checked him, And what she tell him, this is my house, and he ain't got nothing to say about it. Blah blah blah. So Big Mama basically took over. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, when the soldier chip kicked in.
He did a smart thing.
And the other two guys are just, she invited him, yada yada yada. Yeah,
I'm like, about sister like that, man. Oh gosh.
And I've seen it too many times. You want to go and rah on me, but that chick start talking, all of a sudden you get quiet.
You get quiet.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if y'all seen the viral meme that they going around saying. I don't know if y'all seen that one. It's like the little joke they've been making. Well, basically, like they'll say, all right, all these men got all this stuff to say, but they won't say nothing to this white man. And then I came on the panel and I was just like, all right, well, nah, before you go out and go battle anybody, you get the one that's inside your group first. Before any army goes out, they get rid of the spies and the traitors first before they go to battle, correct? And all of a sudden, everybody got kind of quiet.
They'll check a white man before they check Big Mama.
Yep.
True.
They'll check a white man before they check Big Mama.
And I noticed it, and it's getting so hard for me to deal with these. I'll be like,
you can't deal with them, man. But this okay. The manosphere, which is why they don't like it, right? It slowly but surely brings you out of that mindset. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
And slowly but surely, it's guiding men out of this mindset. And what they don't like is basically it's penetrating down to the elementary school level. Okay.
Yeah.
Even before they adopt that mindset.
Oh yeah, middle school definitely hit middle school.
I talked to some brothers, man, and said that you got to remember where are these kids encountering this language, right? It's not the manosphere; it's called a gaming site. When they go online and play games, guess what they do? They talk.
Oh yeah,
they talk and interact with other people.
Yeah, you talk about being a simp at 12. Yeah, which is crazy now.
Oh yeah, 9 and 10. So
let's have a little fun here.
Black boys and the reasons or excuses as to why they're not going to college. And it's not that it's not an important conversation, because it is. But if we're going to spend time and energy having that conversation, then we should also be generating some thoughtful solutions. If you're not trying to do all that, then miss me with the excuses, because we know that the game is rigged, right? We got the answers to the playbook. We know that the game is rigged, but we keep making the same decisions. I have literally heard more black men
What's the definition of insanity? Anyway,
complain about the gay agenda than I have about them complaining about literacy rates. And the only reason why they're talking about literacy rates now is because a black woman brought up the topic, and now they feel like they're being dashed.
They've been talking about literacy rates for a long time. Okay. Yeah, they've been talking about literacy rates for a decade. You don't know what you're talking about.
Guess what? In our community, like other motherfuckers.
Hold on. Let me say
Go ahead,
something.
Jesse. Go ahead, Jesse.
The reply that I had for this, because this thing is going, it's all over Twitter, all over
TikTok, yeah.
Threads, TikTok. What I said was, worry about your black boys. Don't worry about black grown ass men. We're grown.
Yep.
We make our own decisions. The best thing you could do for the black community is worry about your black boys. Maybe get them to reading on grade level. Maybe get them to being on grade level in mathematics.
Right.
Before you worry about adults.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Maybe if you actually paid attention to your black boys' education, we will have more that are able to go to college. Don't wait until the man is finished, till the boy has become a man, and then try to tell us do this and do that. No, put your work in, pull up your big girl panties, and get your young boys together so that they're reading on grade level.
I mean, you know why black men on TikTok and social media that you watch are talking about the gay agenda is because that's what's being pushed to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on TikTok or social media. You see anything about literacy rates? For the most part, none. So why would they talk about it? It's not what's being discussed.
But I'm seeing plenty of fruity guys talking about what men need to do. I'm like, you don't even like women. Why are you bothering us, man? Go away.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I'm so sick of seeing is BWs telling grown ass men what they need to do.
Yes.
We're fine. We make more than you. We have higher incomes. It's over 250,000 more black men making over 6 figures than black women. We're good. We were less educated, and we still.
When did BWs tell black men not what to do? Not
the mummification is real.
I'm so sick of this shit.
I know you're sick of you know where you from, man. You know what part you from. Come on, man. Come on,
man. I guess it hits harder when you live in a patriarchal African country than you come back to this
bro.
Yes.
When I come from Uganda and I come back here, it's like I have to almost
readjust. Hey, BTS.
But to y'all's point about how black women don't tell black men what to do, here's a fun one.
Men who date significantly younger women, and they're like in their late 30s, early 40s or 50s or whatever, and they're dating women in their 20s who have like no clue about who they are. The reason that they do that there's 2 reasons. One, they can't find a woman their age who will date them because women.
Bullshit.
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 That's bullshit. That's
already trash.
The older you get as a man, the easier it is to date a woman your age. Okay.
Yes,
bullshit.
it is. Yes, it is.
Listen, that I read a Psychology Today article a few years ago. It said the average age gap when the average man remarries is 12 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Because you can't start a family with a 40-year-old woman. Okay?
Exactly. I'm not.
Why would you marry a 40-year-old woman unless you already got kids and don't want to have no more?
Hey, what your boy Shannon say? Why would you get a used vehicle with over 150,000 miles?
Yeah, I said that.
You could get one with the with little no miles.
I said that was me. That was me.
That was you. Okay,
that was me. Yeah, that was me. I said that to a coworker about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may have said that. I may have watched your stream where you
when I said it.
Video.
Yeah.
Scarface told us a long time ago you don't fuck with no broad who got more miles on it than an F-350 dude.
I mean, unless you unless she's a classic and you know how to keep her tuned up, okay?
Yeah,
You're only gonna drive her on Sunday.
let me ask y'all this. Let me
I
ask y'all
remember,
this.
I remember that when I was young. I was when I was young. Basically, a 40-year-old is good for the first month, man. If you want to bang her every day, after that, it's like
Gets old, huh?
2 times a week after that at best. Okay. Now you wonder, well, how come we can't do it like we used to? Shit. I said, oh,
that low back don't work no more.
that body can't take it. There ain't no snapback. Okay.
That low back start
and you don't want to
creaking.
throw your back out.
No. That snapback, that coochie don't snap back like it used to.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got to get it.
You gotta do them Kegels. Angioplasty.
Kegels,
that
get
don't
them
work.
and
It
Kegel
don't
balls.
work that
You need
way.
them
that's probably
jade.
why. Hold on.
Jade
One time.
balls.
That's probably why old girl had to let Jason Manoa go.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, of course. She couldn't. She's almost. She's
Lisa
50.
Bonet.
Yeah. He's 40, man. He's slaying twice a day, and she
He was
can't handle that.
knocking it out.
Yeah, he's same with same with what's your name with the coach, right?
Oh, what is
Who?
her name?
What did you say, BJS?
The Houston coach. Now he's the Houston coach. Now what's his name?
Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
Oh yeah.
Neil Long. Yeah.
African nigga.
And Neil Long, and she's fit. Oh, you know that he's an
half
athlete.
Adolf's, half Nigel.
He's an athlete too, with all the testosterone.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was banging half the office. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, and she knew it. I can't keep up with him.
I can't keep with us. Really,
And they know it. Okay, well, the 100 octanes, they know it. They said, you had to go find you some other pussy. I can't keep up with you. And she'll tell you that.
At least that's what I can respect about the old school gynocrats. Like, go ahead and get you a side chick.
Get you a side chick. Good.
Hey,
you know what? And you know what? The one thing I can respect about African women, African wife, right? I can't keep up with this. Let me go get you another wife, okay?
Yeah, get another wife or mistress.
Nah,
I'm gonna get you a young wife to take this burden off of me, okay?
You know what's funny about that, BGS? In my African group, we got I think about 160 guys, Black Americans that travel throughout Africa, right? Somebody posted an article. This African chick divorced her husband because she couldn't take all the sex.
Yes.
She claimed his dick was too big. This was in northern Nigeria. I know what you mean.
She's too
much. You saw the article?
She should have got him. She should have got him another wife. Hey, you need another wife.
And the funny thing was, BGS, from what I understand, she went to a Sharia. This is in northern Nigeria, so she went to a Sharia court because they were Muslim to get that divorce.
Oh, really?
So everybody was talking about it, because she said he was too hung, and you thinking, convince him to get a second wife. Like that.
You Muslim. Second wife should be no problem.
Post a dick pic on social media and said, I need a second wife. Okay. She'll get results.
I'm sure that got to be a lie, bro.
Huh? So what?
That got to be a lie. It had to be something else.
No.
What?
I'm gonna tell you, no.
I can tell you right now. When a black woman says it's too big, it's too big.
It's too big.
It's too big. Yeah, when a black woman says it's too big, oh boy.
Yeah. And a gynecologist will look at her. You know what, baby?
When she starts spotting every time. Hey man.
Yeah. You might want to rethink this, okay?
I remember it's interesting we're bringing up gynecologists and shit because
don't ask me how I know, but it's okay.
No, it's okay. No, BJS. Hold on, wait.
Neighbor, before you continue. Okay. I got 72 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit my Cash App, support the show. Hit the super chat. Support the show. The BTS tax is in effect.
We way away from education, though. We way off topic, okay?
You taught us something.
As far as the gynecology thing goes, BJS, it's all right. I've done my research myself. I mean, one of my boys, his understanding of women, like I said before, in his case, it was a good thing he had an OBGYN in the family. Because he was going through the textbooks and everything, and he knew everything, and we learned that way.
You can. All right, never mind. Never mind. Okay, I'm not gonna even talk about it. Okay, I know you can tell.
Okay.
You can tell. Okay,
I'm sorry.
You can tell.
If I did something wrong, I'm apologizing.
No. It's not you doing wrong. I don't want to go deeper into it. You can tell. There's a way you can tell when you first start. It's cool, and all of a sudden they start, inching away, and it starts to get less and less and less. And they talk about the OG, the gynecologist. Okay.
OBGYN.
Oh, okay. I get it. I know what this is. Okay. Yeah, I know what this is. I've seen this before. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I said we can get to that on the Patreon stream.
Oh, my apologies. I fucked up. But then again, I do fuck up.
All I can say, if you know, you know. Okay.
Yeah,
every conversation
yes, sir.
Normal ears, bro.
Yeah.
Getting back on topic though, let's take a look at our brother Passport OG has to say about this topic.
Oh
yeah.
Black men are not attending college, and this is a horrendous trend. The number of black men at
Tori, shut the fuck up. But anyway,
if Auntie don't put his don't perm his hair.
No, that look attracts a certain group of women.
Yeah, I know. It's that pseudo Cornel West look.
Yeah, pseudo Cornel West intersectional feminist look. Okay.
The natural like two
and at
rays.
Howard University.
Is that what did that clown in I'll talk about that on Saturday. Never mind.
There are as many non-black students as there are black men.
While Torre made a completely legitimate point about the accumulation of black wealth and how that suffers when
I know.
black men choose not to go to college.
Just like clockwork, we get a conversation every so often about why are black men underrepresented on college campuses. As a college educated man myself, I think it's a fair question to ask. But of course, let's stop kidding ourselves. Because do you really care?
This guy is older than me. He's not radically older than me. He's older than me. And I have watched this guy for years. I've watched this guy for decades. Why are you, after all these years, this is a black American man. This is a black American man. After all these years, why are you, Torre, suddenly concerned about the education, the higher education in particular of black men and boys? Why are you concerned?
Howard is just 19% black men. There's an array of reasons why this is happening, but the number one thing sociologists point to is something they call the belief gap, that a lot of...
Now that is some bullshit. You're not near your mic, BGS.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Young black men don't believe that they can or should be able to handle college intellectually or financially.
Let's be honest. A reason why a growing number of young people altogether, not just black men, aren't going to college is because the cost of college is exploding. And this is in comparison to other countries where if you have that spark in your eye, they'll fund you going to college on a great scale, or better yet, college is comparable to high school fees. But when we had our ray of light as black men, it was my brother's keeper that was going to even the odds, if you will. And what happened to that? Well,
black woman killed it.
Even if black men were disadvantaged, some said we still have to make way for the girls.
Guys, college is a critical part of gaining the intellectual skills you need to...
No, it's not, you jackass. Okay.
...get into the middle class. Black women have known for years and years that they need degrees to overcome racism and misogyny.
What? All right, go ahead, bro. I gotta woosah.
And get as far as they can in life. And they have become the most educated demographic in the country.
Most educated, my ass cheeks.
Lies.
Hey, he dancing,
I'm
y'all.
not sure if person with non-black wife is
But leaving black men out of that trend means a lot of potential wealth that could go into the black community.
I mean, so what you say about non-black wives?
Because if families are the building blocks of societies and communities.
Oh, what a disingenuous.
Hold on. I just had to say that I had to really tell one of these girls out here, bro. Black women are anti-family, bro. So that basically means you're gonna be anti-life, bro. If you're gonna be anti-life, that means you're gonna be anti-wealth. And I can't mess with no woman who's anti-family because you're gonna be anti-wealth. You anti-wealth, you anti-life. I can't deal with kind of chicks like that. And it's surprising, like people just can't make these connections, or these connections are so hard to kind of put together. Like respect, like I said, I think it was on what was it? Z panel, I think it was Z. I think we were talking to Dr. Thunder, and he just could not get over like the fact that black woman was betraying him. But he literally comes on line and say these black women are doing betraying things, but when they do it to him in his face, he act like he's confused.
They embody the worst parts of the American ideal, this rampant individualism. So when they get any sort of status or like a sniff of wealth, they just hoard it and lord it over you, as in you black man, as in like, I'm better than you.
Nah, but see,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
There's also
You
this
build
thing-
wealth within a
go ahead.
family, and you're building using your human capital.
What?
To build wealth.
What's he saying?
Bird babble.
You don't know.
Hey, but look,
that's to be
the
expected.
message
This is
is
the
good.
Harriet.
The message is good.
What do you expect?
Message is good.
They have become the most educated demographic in the country, but leaving black
They sure as hell don't sound like it. I'm just saying.
men out of that trend means a lot of potential wealth that could go into the black community won't go into the black community, because people who could have become middle-class professionals and intellectuals will not be able to make that leap.
Putting aside the flack that Barack Obama gets for not doing anything in the black community specifically for black people, I happen to agree with that quite a bit. He did see a need to have an initiative for young boys that are disadvantaged. I think he saw something on the horizon. So when he tried, President Obama, to do the My Brother's Keeper initiative, he knew that a country without motivated, strong, ambitious young men is headed in a very difficult direction.
Democrats talk about black men, those who are put on those billion-dollar platforms. Those black people, when they talk about black men, black boys, black male youth, they are not talking about black boys, black men, black male youth from a place of a genuine, authentic commitment and concern.
Keep them barefooted and pregnant. Barefoot.
That's what the doctor nailed.
The old saying they had, keep them barefooted in the winter and pregnant in the summer.
Y'all better stop complaining about the era where women didn't work. Work saved us.
Well, then,
So
bitch.
barefoot mean they didn't want you having shoes? What that mean? Barefoot.
Where you gonna go and snow on the ground? You didn't have any shoes.
This is why black women are so independent. Our grandmothers made us rebellious.
So they had the power to give y'all shoes or not give you shoes. In other words,
What do you?
They were the only way working.
What?
Bro, how
Doesn't
you
make any
working?
sense.
How is the woman working, but she don't have the
Had
power
no shoe,
to
get
buy
shoes. Yeah.
Only one working. That's why they didn't want you to work. You around house in old slides with they wasn't even in style then.
so y'all wouldn't have shoes and clothes if they didn't give it to you.
You asked for, I need some money for another dress. Boy, that you already got hanging in the closet, been there 10 or 15 years out of style.
Because you're poor, that's why.
So when the men say their granddaddy brought their grandma everything she wanted, they really meant everything he wanted her to have.
Okay.
These testimonials are so important to history.
You want some money for some makeup or something for your hair, you don't need it.
You're poor. Of course you don't need it.
So that's when I heard them telling women that I said, get me a job.
Yeah.
People
job.
fantasizing about that old love don't know that what the women had to go through, it wasn't as great as you think. Barefoot equals financial A word. 6,100 likes. This is how guys want us now. Ain't no way we're going to deal with that mess.
So how was it for food when y'all wanted to eat or was hungry?
They go buy what they wanted.
What?
They go buy the groceries.
She already
So y'all had to eat
They picked the
whatever they had.
bitterest woman in the
Whatever they
world.
bought.
Of course.
They picked the bitterest old
One
bitch.
woman older than me, she finally got divorced, and she said, "I'm getting divorced." She said, "All he go buy is a pig feet." She said, "That's what we have to eat." Go buy the cheapest thing they can buy.
She's working like a dog.
It would be unfair of me to refute the elder lady's story because that's her recollection of things. That is her view of her past history. That difficulty with her mate aside, what's important to remember is the large number of likes and comments coming from college-educated women. It's important to remember that a lot of these kinds of recollections of the Black past are being taught in college. And so you're telling young men not only to go to college, but pay to go to college, to be told that you are the boogeyman. It's just not a recipe for getting young guys to want to go to at least liberal arts types of schools, aside from STEM, which is a difficulty because the math difficulty. But that said, I want to let the doctor finish this off.
Yvette Carnell just did a broadcast this evening where she raised the question, can a community advance or go forward if it is not invested in its men? That was Yvette Carnell. Tonight, this evening, before I came here, I'm listening to Yvette Carnell, American Descendants of Slaves, ADOS. I'm listening to Yvette. I'm listening to Yvette Carnell doing a complete broadcast. Can a community go forward that does not have any value for its men? Can a community go forward which has abandoned its men? And I'm going to add its men and boys.
Many Black men who express the greatest hostility towards the white male power structure are often eager to gain access to that power. Their expressions of rage and anger are less a critique of white male patriarchal social order and more a reaction against the fact that they have not been allowed full participation in the power game. For a couple of $1,000s a month, you too, as a young man, can go to school and be told, even though you're 19% of the people on campus, that you have aspirations of this. Is it any wonder why fewer and fewer young men, and specifically Black men, are working their butts off to go to college? Despite the cost and the difficulty in disparity of young ladies versus men on college campuses, there's also the fact that you're essentially going to be told that even though you're in the minority of people on the campus, that you're a patriarchal overlord that is oppressing other young ladies on that campus. That's just not a recipe to get young men to want to go to college, even if it is better for them in the long run. Simply put, if you got to go into debt in order to learn that you're the reason why everything is screwed up in the first place, that's just enough to get a large number of Black men, even the ones that are just
men in general, actually, but go ahead.
Just about good enough to go to college, they say maybe I should look somewhere else and try and do this without taking on $100,000 in student loan debt. Food for thought, as now people seem to care that Black men on college campuses, when maybe.
All I'm gonna say is this much. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but at this point, I've already got my little nephew. I'm sending him to the school in China as we speak right now. It's gonna cost me 15 grand. He the only boy we got on my side of the family that's trustworthy enough. Everybody else I'm letting them go. I'm already putting 15 grand so he can go to China for for a study program. Outside of that, man, like I wouldn't even send most of my family members to go to school in America. As it stands now, I wouldn't, but that's just personally me. Because I want my nephew to be at least, I mean, like have some business acumen, be at least be able to speak a few languages, at least have something under your belt. Because I don't see it being here. And when I read that, I forgot what's the name of the book. Well, I think I can't remember this. What he said. He said something along the lines of the what's that? American sons will be traveling to Asia for a job. I was like, I forgot the clip that I got there from. Jesus, but basically, I already kind of see that going that way, and I was like, hey man, I ain't gonna have my nephew out here struggling. So I invested that money, but bro,
what you say, BGS? Your mentor asked, your friend asked you, what's the solution to the retirees not be able to afford the rent and the houses?
Yeah.
Go
overseas. Yeah, for the retirees. Yeah, but she said she never thought of it.
Yeah,
I don't know if they don't thought of it. I think that they just don't care.
No, they never thought of it.
No, they never thought of it.
And because I asked her, she's in that age range. Okay, she's in her late 70s, and she deals with these people all the time. And when I mentioned it, she said, "I never thought of it."
I don't know. I've been trying to get my dad to come out here to Uganda because he retired already, and I don't know.
Is he comfortable where he is?
No.
Okay, he's not. Why?
Because he's in his 60s, almost 70s.
Okay.
He has a whole house to take care of, right?
Okay.
Things falling apart necessarily. I come in town, I gotta help do this, do that.
So he's comfortable where he is.
Oh, he's comfortable. Okay, so
yeah. In other words, he does. In other words, he owns a house, right?
I think he's like $5,000 left.
Okay, he owns his house. He's comfortable. His house is paid off. He's used to his surroundings. He's comfortable where he is.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's right.
I was talking to retirees that are getting ready to put out their apartments and where they're at, right? They're next. They're going hungry because they have to pay rent. So those are the people I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people like your father. Your father, yeah, he got to fix up things around the house. But the thing is, he owns his house. He's comfortable where he is.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, maybe, like I said, maybe that's just it. Because for me, I don't know. I've never been comfortable just with. I ain't gonna
say you're young, man. You're not, in the mid 60s. Okay, you're
keep
young.
Living.
Yeah, keep living.
Zulu.
Usual business. Quick sidebar.
Say what?
You live in Uganda year round?
I'm usually there for 4 to usually like 4 months out of the year. That I may do like a pop-in visit for like maybe 2-3 weeks or a month again.
Okay, put your information in the back chat. I'll be in Uganda later this year. I'm
for real? Let me know then, bro. I'll take you.
East Africa tour.
I gotta take you to the Western region, bro. The Western region, bro. Ooh, that place is beautiful.
Georgia and Louisiana, looking up right here.
Georgia.
Yeah, just put your information in the back chat. We'll link up.
I'm gonna give you my phone number. I think you can just probably contact me during, and I give you my WhatsApp number. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're right, BDS, man. People don't really think of a lot of older people, particularly our people. I don't think they really think about it. I mean, I do see more. Man, I see white people everywhere. You always see old white retirees somewhere, Asia.
Yeah,
Africa.
But that's a small minority of people, though.
Oh yeah, most def. I mean, this is always going to be a minority.
Yeah, it's a small minority of people. That's so it's not. Even with white people, you got to remember, you got 200 million white people in the United States. How many do you actually see abroad? It's less than 5%. It's less than 5%.
Yeah, it's I don't know the number, but I looked it up one time. It's like the total number of Americans is like 14 million or something like that, or 18 million, I think.
I think that when I looked at it, I got to go back and look at it again. I think the total number of expats out of the United States is about 5 million people.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I have to look at it again. But that's when I looked
at it.
It was
you're
like
right. 5 to 6 million.
Yeah, 5 to 6 million people. Yeah, that's what I saw. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, we're not talking about travelers. We just talk about
And
expats
that's
that actually live here.
excluding. Yeah, that's excluding military.
Yeah, excluding military. Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny, but every time I go like out of country and I randomly just run into like a white guy from America, he's so buddy with me. He'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? Are you doing quite fine?" I'd be like,
"Same culture, okay."
Yeah,
How many
you're
American?
American. You're not black.
How many? Yeah, you're American. When you're in Uganda, you're an American. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they'd be so excited to see you. You business.
You don't understand. I'll be in the club and they will literally come up there and be like, "Oh, you American?
Yeah.
Buddy, come sit with me." And I'll be sitting here like, "I got my own table, bitch." Like,
of course.
Well, I understand that, but the thing is, okay, the way we've been so pro-black or Pan-Africanism, right? Okay, we think when we leave this country, we're not American anymore. We think we're black, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Realize, motherfucker, you still American, okay?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the problem that I think is Mark from Africa. He's trying to tell you, okay, you come over there, you're still a foreigner, okay?
Yeah.
A lot of. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Real quick, shout out to Evo Sosa.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
For the show.
Thank you,
how you do?
The same chat. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. To address what BGS is trying to explain to Zulu, you gotta understand. Like it's like when you come to
in the building.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
What up to the Equalizer? Zulu, you forget when we look at you, you're not one of us.
Of course.
You're not. I mean, when they see you, you don't know the tribe, what tribe you belong to. You don't know what you are. To us, you're just an outsider. It's the same thing we would say to Caribbeans or Afro-Latinos because you're from over there. You're black like us, but you're an outsider.
It's like a Ugandan coming to Kenya. Okay, you're still a foreigner.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yep. Yeah. And
I come down to you.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, well, Mark from Africa, what he's saying is, I'm trying to get black folks to go over there, not to embrace it like you come home to a family. No, you're a guest in their country. You can't cut up like that, okay?
Nope. Yeah.
Exactly.
You got just like you probably be better off. You're gonna do that shit. Go into Europe, okay? Because
don't get me started on the so-called educated that go over and cut up.
I understand why they do it. It's because that's what we have been sold. We're gonna come home to the continent. Any place you go, there's black people, skin folks or kin folks, and they're gonna be just like you. They'll accept you just like that. No, you're a foreigner. Okay, you got to take the same precautions that you would if you went to in the middle of like Sweden. You're probably better off in Sweden, okay, and with that kind of shit, okay.
Yep, to them you're an American.
You're an American, and basically you're American with blue passport guy with money. Now you're Abaruni, okay. You're white to them, okay. Okay, you
Musungu.
Shit had me. I'm not gonna lie, that had me heated. Like, white man, I'd be like, bitch, don't call me no white man, bro. Like, I'd be
Musungu.
Yeah. Basically, the thing is, that's why that's why the Pan Africans don't like me. Okay, they don't. Okay, because I don't go in for that mythological bullshit. Motherfucker, you're a foreigner. Okay, they're not here. They don't know you. You don't even know their customs. Hell, you don't even know your customs half the time, right?
You don't know their language.
Yeah.
Don't know nothing. Okay, you haven't become one of them. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing plenty of that when back home in the trailer because, like, I remember when certain folks would come home.
Yeah.
They would bring like an American friend with them. And that American friend, we were always like, I remember, like one of my cousins, they brought one of their friends from the States with them, and it was our responsibility to make sure that person was okay. Because when they came, sometimes if they're like, hey, yo, we're about to go this place. What do you think? And I said, I'll be there, or meet me here. And let me give what's his face the rundown, how things go here, how to protect yourself, how to behave yourself. Because they don't understand that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you in the middle of a place and you don't even speak the language. What are you talking about? that you're home. Okay, no, you're not.
I mean, there's even a disconnect between the direct diaspora from these countries, right? So they don't even look at people that grew up there but has lived overseas for a significant amount of time the same. They have different names for them, right? In Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
that you could be a Nigerian American or a Nigerian that's lived in the States in the U.S. for like 10 years, and they'll call you a kata. Or
Okada, yeah.
in Ghana, it's burger.
Yeah,
Like if you go, if you lived overseas for time enough, it's kind of like a good movie that kind of showcases how they look at their diaspora. Is what's the name of that movie? Rich Crazy Asian. Y'all ever see that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy Rich Asian. That's
That's
Singapore.
that's a
Crazy
real
Rich Asian.
yeah, gentlemen,
that's a
getting back,
real good movie to kind of show you.
yeah, getting back on topic. What's going on, Dead Set?
Hey, what's up?
What are your thoughts
Good,
on the controversy about they're now complaining about black men not going to college?
I
Coming
think
from a
that
father's perspective, particularly.
from a father's perspective,
Yeah.
well, when it comes to a boy, my son's only 6, so
Yeah.
I can't really say much about it. But one thing I do know is out here on the East Coast, black males have always been in the minority when it comes to college.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and the other part about that is, there've been massive campaigns to try to send more black boys to college, but in a lot of ways, the interest wasn't there with the black boys. And on top of that, the programs were never there to really usher them in.
Yeah, I mean, the culture is not tilted towards sending black boys to college. Okay,
not at all.
If you start that kid out from the time he's 4 or 5 years old to go to college, the kid will go to college.
And the programs he's talking about, like I remember when I was in school, they had because I'm in North Carolina, right? They had these young scholars programs, these after school programs to help young kids, and they lasted maybe 2 years max before they were cut.
Yes.
And so they would just lose funding. So I'm like, okay, you say you want to teach these kids, you say, oh, education's so important. You give them 1 or 2 years of this enrichment, and then you say, sorry, nope, there's no money, and then it's gone. And then you expect them to just kind of continue it on their own. And if they don't have the infrastructure at home, which most of them didn't, I'm one of the few kids in my grade who had a 2-parent household. They didn't have the opportunity to really continue that tradition going, and so it just kind of fell by the wayside. And now these guys and girls are just continuing the same thing that their parents did. Multiple kids. Baby mamas, the baby daddies, and you didn't actually do anything because you didn't actually sustain the thing that you said you wanted in your community.
You know what the trip thing about me is Crystal and Kara's story, right? When she finally told the story, right? Okay. She now Crystal and Kara's I know her story because she's in LA. I know where she came from. I know where her parents moved her to out into Lancaster, right, which is a mixed area. Okay. You saw this, like a baby mama, a chick that got pregnant in high school, live with you. Okay. You saw it with yourself. You're educated. You go to a middle class neighborhood, right? Middle class school. Okay. You get out of school, and guess what you become? A baby mama. Did the same shit. Okay. You fell into the same trap.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Same shit. Okay. Where you get that from? You came from a 2-parent household. Okay. Your mother and father work for the city. Okay.
The priest was calling.
There's something we ran across a lot during the gangster rapper era when it was flying high. And one of the complaints that a lot of older people had, it was like these young boys coming from 2-parent homes, good homes, and they're out here acting like they gangsters.
Oh yeah. They did. They did.
And then what you said about
present day, look at the Ball brothers.
The Ball brothers, yeah. What color was their mother?
White. And 6 foot tall. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. What color was their mother?
Yeah, she was
white. Okay. Suburban school, to a college educated parents, and a mama's white. What did what's the study say? Okay. If the mother is white, guess what the boys are going to turn out to be? They're going to turn out to be the same way that other white boys are. Okay.
Yeah, the
That's
Hodge
why
twins.
Hodge twins. Yeah, but
They
they're
were.
but the Hodge twins are actually college educated. Okay,
Yeah.
I think they were accountants or something out there, some shit like that yet before they came on YouTube. Okay, I saw them with their suit and tie on before they converted. Okay,
Fucking bright, man.
So what?
They're bright boys.
I'm not saying that they're not one. Okay, I actually did a video on this. Judgy bitch she got skewered for saying this shit. There's 4 studies that said, how can you, especially for black boys, the worst mother for a black boy if he's going to be educated is a black mother.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they did studies. Okay, 4 studies. Okay, the black boy's IQ is in the low 80s. Okay, with a black mother, right? Okay, with a white mother, it's in the mid 90s. Just by changing the mother of the child. Why is that?
Because you ain't shit, your daddy won't shit, and you ain't gonna be shit.
The focus. Basically, that's I can tell you the same thing I'm telling you, right? I don't understand. It doesn't matter whether that woman's educated or not. Their focus about educating the kids, I don't get it, man.
Exactly, because we seen this with Jewish women, and we've seen this in other cultures. White people.
Yes.
I mean, who lives in Finland, or I know somebody here lives near that.
He's near Norway.
Norway.
I'm
We're in Norway.
I think he's talking about in Finland is what's called Eric Ingram.
Yeah, well, Finland, because their entire society, and I've read about the education system there. They come down on a kid who's behind like a swarm of hawks or something like that, and they make sure that boy is up. This is what white people are doing for each other in their respective environments.
Yes,
and I know here in the United States we don't really have that. Unless you're talking about, the various tribes here, like the Jews or, the Italians or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But we can easily delineate success rates amongst whites by which racial group or nationality group they belong to.
Mm-hmm.
But black women subscribe to the rabid individualistic ideology, especially when it comes to their boys. So it's like if you don't get it out of the mud yourself, she's not going to help you get it.
The thing, I don't know if you ever heard this, okay, from a black woman. I've heard this my entire life from not multiple black, but most black women, black mothers, okay? The kids are going to grow up.
Yeah.
In other words, no matter what the kid, don't worry about their happiness. The kids are going to grow up, and eventually, as long as they're alive, they're going to grow up and get out of your house.
My job is to get you to 18, is what I've heard.
My job is to get you to 18. And survive, okay?
I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that we made, because my mom told me, "You're 18, you're out of the house," and I don't take that attitude with my own kids. I'm just sorry. I'm like, look, dude.
If the kid is educated enough to get out of the house, get him out of the house.
Yeah, that's one thing, but oftentimes they're not educated enough to get out of the house.
Have you prepared the kid to be outside the house?
I got him to 18. What else do you want from me?
Well,
you can prepare a kid to be out of the house. Okay, basically, you can, if you really want to, you can have that kid graduate from college at 18 if you want to.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think the impetus for black women when they say that is to remove the burden.
Yes. Yes,
that's the biggest issue with me.
Yes, my thing is why had the kid in the first place if they're big of a burden.
And I think it depends on how you, like you say, how you have the kid set up. Because think about it. I mean, I know we're in a much different environment in this day and age, but I mean, think about how many black men, boomer generation and before boomer generation, left the house earlier than that. But at the same time, they had, totally different job prospects, and the cost of living was a lot cheaper, so it's different. I mean, my grandfather left the farm in Mississippi when he was like 14. He didn't want to pick no damn
but
hell, Dad, I'm about to get on this get on this train.
But you could get a job at 14. Okay,
exactly.
And
So
survive.
different environment. Should I? Oh yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I just think that our education system does not do our children any justice.
No.
I think that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, of course. They've been saying. I mean, I don't know how many complaints you have to make about your education system, and nobody does anything, right? Especially for black boys. Okay.
Even on the micro level, though, like there's no push for like just basic habits. For me and mine, my mother had us going. We were like, shoot, we were like 6, 7, 8,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
had us. She would take us to the library, and we would
Yes.
be in the library for like 2 and 3 hours. We'd be
Yes.
there like
Hey.
almost till the damn thing closed.
And how did y'all turn out?
Shoot, I think all of us. It's 7 of us, and
Mm-hmm.
all 7 of us went to college at some point.
At some point, okay. They're
Mhm.
all fair, all educated, right? For the most
Yeah,
part, right? Yeah.
yeah,
And all have decent jobs or careers, right?
yeah. I got one sister who went through the whole baby mama, baby daddy trap. I have no idea why, but
But eventually she had enough skill and to
yeah,
actually dig herself out, didn't she?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
It's not that hard,
yeah.
people.
All 7 of us,
Yeah,
and they got
you got
some
seven.
people
Yeah,
one kid.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
to
almost say
to dead set point. I mean, it's a lot that is going against black boys in particular. You talk about discipline disparities. You talk about the resource inequities,
Mm-hmm.
teacher bias, and like if you go down a list of all stuff, I mean, I faced probably every one of the issues that you could
Oh yeah.
probably name. But I was lucky because I come from a family of educators. So,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
my
me
my
too.
Yeah, I do
mom's a
too.
teacher. My
Mm-hmm.
mom's a teacher. My grandmother's a teacher. My cousin, I have a lot of cousins that teacher. My eldest brother,
Yeah,
we
both
have
my
different
parents
mothers.
teach.
His mom is a teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been an English teacher for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had some cousins that was like math teachers, stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever I fell behind, it was like, okay, we're gonna call such and such.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even the lady down the street, I remember in the might have been the first, second, or third grade, I can't remember. I
Mm-hmm.
was falling behind in reading. I tell this a bunch of times, but my mom paid the neighbor down the street. She was a retired teacher to
Mm-hmm.
give me hooked on phonics lessons after school, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, after about a couple months, I was I
Yeah.
was on top of my game, like top of the
Hmm.
class.
Hey man, I had the same kind of upbringing. My mom was a teacher too, man. So she made sure, literally, she made sure that my math skills was like excellent. So
Mm-hmm.
Man, I gotta give my hats off to my mother because one thing I could say is definitely appreciate what she did in terms of education because man, I used to have to do book reports in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
She used to give me extra homework after the homework.
did
Like I
we
used
have
to
the
have
same homework?
school homework. I had school homework and I had homework that my mother assigned to me in addition to school homework.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, that hooked on phonics
It's
Mm-hmm.
real, bro.
class with
It
the
does work.
neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
man, I just sometimes I just think about how different my life would have been if I would have never caught up in terms of reading because
You,
that's really like one of the
you,
biggest impetus for my success. Like
Yeah.
I heard you talking earlier, BGS, about 90% of people can't teach themselves.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
am happy to be one of the 10%. I can take a book on something. Like right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading a book on solar panels. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I just put
Mm-hmm.
together a small solar panel kit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hey man, I'm just appreciative. But anyway, go ahead, Phil.
We have a number 2 sighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's yeah.
let
It,
me get rid of my taxes. Let me
the,
get my
the,
taxes
the,
ready.
the thing is that people make this, especially in this modern era, people make this stuff seem like it's impossible. It's not that hard. Okay.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
You can teach your kid the multiplication tables just by watching multiplication rock videos. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not that hard.
Yeah, yeah, that part I agree 100%. Like
Got Khan Academy now.
Verb. That's what's
it's it's
happening.
it's
I mean,
all it's all problem solving, right? So the biggest thing I think that will help black boys is the actual help from their parents teaching
mm-hmm.
them stuff at home. That is something that gave me a big head
Hmm.
start in primary school, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had more parents doing that, I think you would see a much bigger. Because that's what my mom did with me. I mean, I didn't really like it when I was real young, but she used to have those multiplication
Yeah.
flashcards. You know what I mean? All those different flashcards, and I used to have to write the stuff out. I'm talking about,
Yeah.
man, I used to be hot. Everybody else playing football and dodgeball.
Yeah.
I'm up here doing work.
Yeah.
But that is a part of parenting. Sometimes you have to push your children beyond what their small brains are able to understand at the point. You know,
Yeah.
you worried about going out there and play ball. Like, nah, you got to come here and do this work.
You can do this first. My son used to be there. He wanted to go out and play, but he learned, okay, if I master this really fast, okay, and do my work really fast and get it right, okay, I can run out and play instead of him and hawing and being resistant to it. Okay, I can get out of the way. My daughter was the exact opposite. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna try to wait you out. Never worked.
Right.
Never worked, but you know.
BJ, I'm very glad you mentioned that. Like, I don't know what it is. As us as a people, we have this way of overcomplicating the simple things and simplifying the complicated things. Like, my notion, my premise is, if you read with your child an hour a day, you can't tell me by the time the kid hits even kindergarten. Like, to me, before my kid hits kindergarten, he'll be reading at least 2 grade levels ahead. There's no negotiation around that, right? And to the woman that I'm ever get have a child with, that's something that is non-negotiable for me, right? I don't believe in the whole thing of, by the time the kid is in kindergarten, 1st grade, he'll learn how to read. No, you need to be at least a grade or 2 above. But to what Forge was saying is this, and it kind of, I remember when BGS said the thing about black boys not reading on grade level, like I kind of got a little emotional, because I'm like, damn, like, my mom instilled in me to like be able to read above grade level, right? And what happened is, how they try to put kids in special ed, but they'll move how should I put it? They're slow to try to skip you a grade, because they'd be like, oh, you're not the kid is not mature enough. But it's like, okay, but he's bored in the class. And then that was my issue. Like, I would be bored in the class and finishing all my work. So it's like, okay, now I'm gonna just devil find work for idle hands. So now I'm just gonna walk around, and then so the thing is, like, oh, they're gonna put on my report like, oh, he's insubordinate, he just walks around, he doesn't want to sit down still. It's like, okay, I finished my work. Like, what
disruptive.
Oh, they did that to me a lot too, man.
Yeah, they tried to put me on Ritalin in kindergarten. My mother said no.
Man. And my mom said, what's the crazy thing is too? My mom said she had to fight. She was like, she always reminds me, like, yo, I made sure that they never put you in special. Like, always remember, like,
my parents had to fight for them not to put me on.
They want to put all black boys in special ed.
They really do. And this irks me.
And too many black women go along with that shit.
Exactly.
Yep. Because they just want the check. But I'll say this, and this is why it is crucial to, you can't talk about building a family, and black people always like to throw out like cliche words about generational wealth, but you cannot contend with institutional structures and white supremacy if you don't do it together. Like, you have to be like, one person has to be able to like tag team the other. And because my mom said the biggest thing is, she said she had to fight them to keep me out of special ed. And at the point, by the time I was about to go to junior high school, like, she said she was exhausted. And that's why I used to tell her, like, oh, why you stop coming to parent teachers conference by the time I got to junior high school? And she was like, hey, like, I was exhausted. She was emotionally drained, because, you're a kid, you're a single mom. Like, my mom had me when she's like 18, 17. So it's like, I understand how it is. Imagine having like a child in your 20s. Like, most of us as millennials can't fathom that, right? Most, but
shit, my mom had 4 kids when she was 20.
Yeah. So it's like, so but I'll say this though, even as I'm in college too, I take my money and whatever money I use is I always tell people about this. Even I tell a lot of black people, this app called arin't, and you hire tutors. Some tutors are $20, some tutors you get like one of the Asian exchange students to help you with stuff that you might be struggling with in class, in school. $20, $30. Some of them might charge a little bit, $60 above, but you could cut back and you be able to pass your classes. I mean, there's no excuse excuse for, and we live in the age of the information age. Like you have a
Mhm.
phone, it pisses me off. Like there's no reason why your son should be not being able to read on the first grade, on a grade level, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have a phone right in front of you.
It's just a habit, right?
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's the
They don't
problem.
care to read though.
It's a habit. It's all it is.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, you have libraries all over the place, okay, with
Yeah.
physical books.
Yeah, because all of these remedies that we're talking about, they don't address the cultural issue, which is what the problem is.
I mean, if you address the cultural issue, you got to blame that woman, and we can't definitely blame them women.
You can't blame mama. Yeah, yeah,
No.
well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anti-intellectualism does not start with the men.
No,
I agree, and I mean, I think the culture is very anti-black male intellectual. I mean,
oh, really? You think?
no,
Don't say.
No, wait a
say.
minute.
I've
Oh
had my
man,
premonitions.
let me ponder that for a second.
Clutching my pearls.
Yeah, y'all hit the cash app to support the show for this.
Oh wow.
I just
Wait a minute. Brother might be on to something with that. Okay?
I don't know.
He might be cooking, y'all.
He might be cooking. He might be cooking. Yeah, he might be cooking.
Homeboy been in the kitchen.
He been in the oh man with a hot fire. Okay. Don't burn it. Don't burn it, huh? We don't need the water. Let the motherfucker burn.
you made a great point too, like in the sense of people being hypocritical, because it's like it starts from when you're in public school. Like, look at Baltimore, and I'm not trying to issue on anybody that's from Baltimore, but it's like you have.
Hey man, Charles gonna hear you now.
Yeah, look, I'm in Baltimore.
Charles would agree with you.
Yeah. I'm in Baltimore now, so go ahead. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you having most of your children are not even like, it's either they're not in school, right? And then on the other end, the ones that are in school, they're having a 0.9 GPA. It's like, yo, that's unacceptable. Like I hate the outrage.
The thing is, Azriel, they spend per year almost $30,000 per fucking student. That's more than a college student. Okay,
that's crazy, man.
Where does the money go? And how come these kids are failing if you're spending that much goddamn money? I'd be outraged as a taxpayer.
How many times have you heard me talk about that, BGS?
But we talk about it, but the thing is, everybody say, okay, they do this, okay. Just like a guy's going to prison. Costs you $70,000 to send a guy to prison. Why are you doing that? For nothing, okay? Instead of training them. Well, okay. That's why I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for Baltimore. You're 38 miles from the most powerful city on the planet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need that much. Like I said, I was telling this earlier today, right? Aircraft carrier $7 million a day keep the aircraft carrier out at sea. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of months of that money going to Baltimore for those kids could change the lives of 40,000 boys. Okay. But you guys right a what was it a freeway ride away from protesting the plight of your boys, but no, everybody's sitting there like they can't do shit. Come on, man. It's not like you're in Los Angeles. You're halfway across the country. You got to get on a plane. You
can't do something, or
you can get on a train and go over there and talk to your congressman. Yeah,
right.
It's damn near a bike ride. Okay.
The money never gets to where it needs to be. That's the problem.
And nobody, okay. All these accountants and whiz kids and all these people can peek in and read. Y'all, there's millions of people can get in together and actually sit down. We're gonna read these books, okay? We're gonna read this paper and find out where this money's going, okay?
But you see, BGS, that's the reason why my children never went to school. Never went to school in Baltimore. When I had them, they were in private school here.
Private school. But the thing is, you know what? That I understand why Baltimore is Baltimore. You need some place to sell drugs so the rest of the surrounding area can come by them without affecting the rest of the area. Okay, so you need these kids to be on the block doing what they're doing. Okay, they're part of the ecosystem.
I mean, can't you just get like random people? I mean, like I'm not my bad. I'm not a drug lord, so never mind.
Well, I mean, the ecosystem. The thing about, I mean, because BJS, you're absolutely right, because there is no excuse for the amount of colleges that we have here per square mile.
Yeah.
In
John
the Baltimore City and Baltimore County area, our proximity to Washington, D.C., and then all of this money that is surrounding the area and that's already in the city.
Yes.
Shout out to Anne Arundel.
Exactly. So I've long surmised that the things that are taking place here are intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be in an orange jump. If I was in Baltimore, I'd be in an orange jumpsuit, okay? With my mouth. No, you messing with the money, Negro. You got to leave, and we gonna put you on jumpsuit. And we sit you right next to Andrew Tate, okay? we see a spot on your lungs right as we speak. Okay.
Now, BGF, they had some dudes from Drew Hill come down and visit you, bro.
You got white folks living in Druid Hill now.
No, you serious?
I'm not lying.
Oh my God,
they are moving out here in droves.
That's crazy.
I forget his name. He used to be part of the ministry. He said, "Give me a plan for these kids in Baltimore." Right? I said, if you just want to give them trades, okay, start with kids that are 12 years old, right? Okay. Basically, you have all these vacants that need to be refurbished, right? Okay. Get a certain amount of money. Get these tradesmen to come in and apprentice these kids to do what? Refurbish these things, right? Okay, hand by hand, right? Okay, educate them that way. So by the time they get to be high school or college age, that's what they got a skill. They can go any place in the world, any place in the country with a skill. Okay, and we only talk about, when I looked at it, it was only like 30,000 kids. Okay, it's not that much money. Okay, it might be. Is it $1 billion problem? Maybe. Probably not even that much.
But it's a good investment. You get it back at the end.
And basically, yeah, you could get it back at the end.
But BGS, what about the girls?
What about the girls?
The girls aren't learning this education, and girls can weld too. BGS. Girls can lay bricks.
Well, then, if they want to lay brick and they want to weld, they can weld just like everybody else.
Hey, girl, get them blow torches, girl, and go outside.
Do the girls actually want to lay bricks and hammer nails?
Hell no.
Why? Okay. So
it's too hard. It's too hot.
Nobody said we had to exclude the girls. Okay.
Let's put out their weave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nobody said we had to exclude the girls. Okay? The thing is, it's targeted for the use of the boys first. Okay.
Yeah.
Most girls don't want to do that kind of crap.
And you know what kills me too? Speaking of that, people always talk places like Baltimore and places like Chicago. They're always talking about, the black youth unemployment so high. So why would you snobby liberal elite black bourgeoisie kiss ass, right? Shout out to Roland Martin. Why would you be against black men being in trades if the unemployment that you believe is so high? Wouldn't it make sense to have them? We should have been. To me, I feel we should have been cornered the trucking market. Like, wouldn't it make sense for us if you want unemployment?
You can't corner the trucking market because you imported all these Latinos that undercut the price.
I mean,
that's Bill Clinton and NAFTA. Okay.
Yeah. I went to a warehouse today and I was like, I was helping out some some Spanish guy. I was like, he was like, can you help me? See, I was like, man, I don't speak Spanish. Now, granted, I've been speaking Spanish for a minute, but this ain't my job. But he was like, can you help me? And I'm like, hey, bro, it's so many of them though. I think they got a lot of like Indians.
Indians, they bring these people over and undercut the way. But beside that, okay, you take it over trucking. White boys are not gonna allow you to take over trucking.
Hells no.
Construction is gone too.
And the thing is, it's the blueprint is there. The thing is, the biggest problem is, okay, number one, you don't want to give the kids to the father. Okay, that's number one. Number two, your fucking women do not fucking care about this.
No.
Until
it's not a problem until their
marriage options are in jeopardy.
You just heard Dr. Umar said the exact same shit.
Yeah.
The exact same, and he has a PhD. He had the exact same stuff about his woman, his baby mama, and his kid. Okay, the exact same shit, and both of them, not just one but two of them.
You know what Sarge always says, like, which is funny because it could go right into this. He said, "White people deserve the black people they create." It could be the same principle applies here. Like, black women, you deserve the black men that you create.
Because they do. The thing is, they want this. When push comes to shove, they complain, but they want this kind of black man. Okay,
exactly.
They're actually getting the black men that they want.
They don't care about a black man until he's old enough to fuck them, and then they have the ability to complain that he is defective.
Any smart black man, dead set, can tell you. Any smart black man that has intelligence, he's gonna be low key hated by his woman.
Exactly.
Am I wrong, dead set?
You are not wrong, because I had both of my wives had advanced degrees, have advanced degrees, and the fact that, I mean, they loved me that I was smart in the beginning, and then once we were in marriage and the kids came along, and I, I'm only going up, and they just challenging, and I was like, dude, really?
You can't be this smart, Negro.
It's like, read a book. I'm like, how smart are you, Miss Advanced Degree lady? Read a book.
The thing is, logic, women and logic don't always match. In fact, I don't know if I have it. I'll see if I still have it. Because I actually played it about this chick getting married, okay, and her complaining about, she actually asked for a husband that was actually smart and read books, right? And when she got married to him, she was arguing with him all the time, okay? It's always it's never about the bills, never about anything else. But the thing is, they argue about a movie or about a concept, right? And she was mad because he always had logic and reason. He was well read, okay? And she get pissed that she couldn't outthink him.
That was
Which
me.
is funny because I think I ran into a couple of I'm gonna say highly educated women, right? And then when I have this conversation, that people don't know that I've been over. I had a variety of fields that I've been. I did EMS. I did a few other things, right? So when I have conversations about this and this scenario about this or this scenario about that, they always look surprised. They're like, "How do you know so much information?" I'm like, "Well, I'm well read, and I talk to other people who are also well read."
Exactly.
Yeah.
My first wife called it useless information. She said, "Why do you retain all of this useless information?"
It's not useless.
Well, of course I know that.
What I'm saying is, that's her words. Okay?
That was her words. Yeah.
So what is useful information?
Yeah. I didn't even entertain it. I was like, really?
I play it up, man. I play up to it.
Hold on, mind you, at the time.
What you one at a time? Go ahead, Des. Finish.
Yeah, mind you, at the time she was working on her PhD. This is when she said this shit. I was like, okay, dog. But we were divorced a year later, so I mean, what it was.
He did say it. I played to it, bro. I call myself the night shift manager of Useless Facts.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So I'm glad
go
you
ahead,
said
go
that.
ahead, Jesse.
That's something I noticed about those creatures. Is that the most educated ones, they do not absorb any information outside of their discipline.
Nope.
They're not what you would call intellectuals.
Of course not.
Even the master's degree, the PhD, it's very rare. I'm trying to think if I've ever met one.
No, but I think because of, like, in here we crave knowledge. Like, for me, I actually crave knowledge. Like, I literally just looked up like how to be an electrician just for the hell of it, right? I'm working on drones. I actually like tinkering with drones. That's like my new hobby for me, right? So I just look up electrician work. I just like it, right? Like, women don't have that drive or passion for knowledge. They get it because I want to get this status symbol. I get this status symbol, and I can just stunt on, whoever I'm stunting on to make myself feel better. It's never for the fact that I actually want to know what I'm doing. That's just what I've noticed.
It's true, man. It's true. I've seen it. One of my exes has her PhD. And I updated a couple.
Yeah, y'all gonna learn.
I did it too,
wait. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm actually wrong.
You can pull it up when you get ready, AB.
The other subject that they do like to study actually is feminism.
Okay,
of course.
Okay, they don't understand that either. Okay, this chick, this is something. What you talk about getting married? Okay, Okay, she's a 4, but things listen to what she's saying, right? Okay.
Tell y'all a secret.
Can y'all hear this? Can
Barely.
y'all hear it? Barely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being married is 4 things they don't tell you.
Oh boy. I just had it.
Just go back to the one you just played. Do you know how to do it?
Can I tell y'all a secret?
Okay.
Being married is harder than I ever imagined. No, but for real, I see a lot of people on here when they talk about marriage, they go like, "Oh, it's so wonderful," or "I can't wait to see my husband, my man, my man, my man, my man." And I'm just gonna go ahead and give y'all a realistic point of view from for me. Okay, this don't mean this is everybody, and I'm not saying those girls are lying. But baby, when I tell you marriage tests you, it tests you like nothing else. Okay, I have been tested, tried through fire, and my husband is an amazing man. He's an amazing person. He is so kind. He is so gentle. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye on things and we just look at a situation differently. And I'm a very passionate person. So when he's like, says his opposing view, I'm like, that don't make sense to me. Why would you think that way? And then I just get so like, yeah, I get so amped because I'll be like, I don't get it. I don't get why you think that way. And it turns into a whole thing. And then and then he's very deep. So he wants to do a deep dive analysis. And for me, I'm like, you know what? Forget it. But he's like, no, no, no. We're not into the conversation. Let's go deep. And so then we have to go deep. And I don't like having all them long conversations. That's one thing. Another thing is, I always ask God for a man that was really smart and that wore glasses and that was studious and loved to read, right? Y'all, why did God give me just that? Literally gave me just that. But I didn't know that on the other side of that, that came with someone who is kind of a know it all and like will definitely tell you, he gives me a scientific breakdown or scientific analysis or read out about every little thing. Literally, we had a power outage most of the week and um our food, we were trying to figure out how can we save our food in the freezer because it was still frozen after 2 days and we were like trying to put it into coolers. He then goes through this whole thing about this deep dive on what did he even call it? Hypotherm third there's something. I don't even know. Half the words he
Thermodynamics.
uses, I don't even know what they mean. Okay? I have to look them up. I think it was thermodynamics. And y'all, I
How
am
she
not
not know
slow.
that?
I'm very smart, okay?
Nah,
And that's a
that's
whole
the
nother
thing.
thing.
I'm
But
very
we're
smart,
just
but I just don't know
I
hypothermia.
asked for that. God gave me what I asked for. So obviously I guess I can handle it. But I got to dig deep to find the strength to handle it.
You know,
Also,
it's
my husband is very logical. So it's very point A to point B to point C, C to D. Me, I'm a little bit more of a free spirit. So I may go from point A to point D. I done skip B and C. And then I'm skipping on down to G. Then I'm going back to B. So I'm kind of like, and he's like, I'm not following you. And I'm like, why aren't you following me? So
You
even
need to
in
get
our couples
angry.
therapy, our couples therapist was like, I think you should get tested for ADHD,
Yes.
just to see. Because, that's probably why you kind of can think about all these different things at one time and go through them pretty quickly, where he's very linear. Okay. This is not something I prepare for or plan for marriage that we would be. I mean, even when we were dating, this kind of stuff came up, but it was like it wasn't even. I don't want to even say it's different because it wasn't different. It was just it felt more manageable, and it's not that it's not manageable now, but it's just a
She can't
layer
get her way.
of something that you have to work through. So when people talk about marriage being hard, I assume they're talking about these same type of things that I'm talking about. I'm not sure. Food, you know, how we like split up stuff, do household chores, how we do like things like that. We click on, we get, but it's just it's like certain topics we'll talk about. Like we'll watch a video on the internet. I'll be like, no, she wrong or he wrong. He'd be like, no, I don't think so. I think the other person's wrong. We're like, and we go into this huge debate, and it's like, but then the problem is, yeah, it seems fun, but then it starts translating over into like a conversation. We start relating it to our current life, and then I begin so crunk and so passionate about it, it just becomes a whole thing, and it's just hard because I'm just like, why you don't see it the way I see it?
Mm-hmm.
Why he don't see it the way I see it?
Mm-hmm.
I just be struggling. I just be that's the part that's hard. When they say the things in dating, they only magnify marriage. That is true. But I'm not saying it from a super negative perspective
Yes, you are.
because it's not anything that's just so bad that's not you can't work through. It's obviously something that can be worked through. But it's just still like I don't know. I think when I thought when I got married it was gonna be more like we are aligned on everything. Like we just see everything the same. I don't know why I thought that. It's just it's not a fairy tale, guys. It's not a
You're
fairy
an
tale.
idiot.
Iron sharpens
And
iron for
this
real, and I'm being sharpened.
and this is why you don't enter partnerships.
Right.
Submit, DW.
Basically, I wanted to be the smartest person in the room. I am not, and I can't defeat him in battle, so I'm
Her
pissed.
ego cannot
Her
handle.
her ego cannot handle it, right? That's why I said black men carry the woman's anima, her emotional side. Okay,
Yeah.
because none of that has to do with anything practical, right? When it
No.
comes to household bills, chores, food, all that kind of stuff, we align perfectly, right? Okay. The only
You know,
problem is I cannot be right. That's
it's
You are
funny.
intellectually outmatched, woman.
He's smarter than me, and it fucks with me. First he said thermal. I'm a smart person. Bullshit.
It's crazy. I'm the
No,
coach.
no,
Bullshit.
no, no. Let me just say this one
No, you're
thing,
not.
and y'all
Go
can
ahead.
go.
Okay.
What the part that really kills them is that they think they're smarter than
Yes.
you.
Yes.
That's what really kills
Yes.
them. Like,
You know,
oh
Yes.
shit.
you know what I
I
really love?
just sit them upside the
Yes.
head when they get like that. I just let them upside.
Well, when you guys said it, I said I got one for you, right? Everything that we talked about, she just said, didn't she? Did she not? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
See, you know what I love? The concept, feminism. Here at TikTok all the time. They'll talk about, the male ego is so fragile. These men out here, they fall apart so easily. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? If some dude says, nah, you might not be right, you fall to pieces. You like, what do you mean I'm not right? I mean, Dead Second probably has a million stories where it's like, no, ma'am, that's not right. And
There's a male loneliness problem. The thing is, you guys are hosting mixer events, so
yeah,
hoping that men will show up, and they don't, and you get
and then
pissed
crashing out on the internet about it.
and
Like,
crashing on the internet about it. Where are the men at? They don't want to be with
It's
you. Okay,
it's really a lonely woman crisis. It's
it
not a
is.
lonely man crisis. It's a lonely woman crisis.
It's
They
rejection.
don't want to admit
yeah,
it. Yes.
Attention is food for women, and they're starving right now.
yeah, men
And
have fragile
we take,
egos. Sure.
we've taken it away from them. We don't
Hmm.
have to indulge in your bullshit no more, ma'am.
We
Yeah.
got we got BBLs and weaves and makeup, and we're half naked, and they still won't look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole male loneliness thing is a misnomer anyway, because I think males do well in solitude,
Yes.
and
All the time.
that messes with their heads because they can't even process that. It's like I can be by myself for a week at a time and be completely content.
Yes, because we got other things that occupy our mind.
Exactly.
I mean, the thing is, one thing women don't talk about. How many women here talk about hobbies?
No,
There's only one that I know of, and that's my sister, and that's because she likes to garden.
Yeah.
But she's older.
She's older. Yeah,
You know what I
she's.
mean?
Yeah,
you know
she's
what? One time I had a woman who would get like weirded out that I would do push-ups. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just doing push-ups. Why are you questioning me doing push-ups?"
You know what I always
Like,
thought to
just
myself?
I don't understand why you would do push-ups, because I wouldn't do push-ups.
yeah. I'm like, what? It didn't make any sense.
Like two things.
Not to her, because that's not something she did. No, what did she say? She thought that me and you are supposed to be aligned and think the same way, right? And when you don't, it doesn't make sense to her.
It's not a fairy tale. It's not a fairy. You're goddamn right it's not. It's called I Lead, You Follow.
It always behooves me when I hear like women say like they get bored. I'm like, I can't remember the last time I was bored. Like it was like probably when I was a child and before I was a teenager, right? Because you're bored because you're under the limitations of what you can do without parental supervision, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it's like as you get older, you're in a grown adult. You have autonomy. Like there's, the only thing that limits you is your cognitive ability, right? You can do just think about something that you can do that you always wanted to work on, and I think as men, we have that ability to just focus.
They're bored because they're boring.
Women can't understand.
That's why.
Yeah, women are boring. They get a man when they are bored. They get a man, right?
Yeah.
Why they get a man? So the man can entertain them.
Yep. But I just never thought to myself, like, I've never been a person that, I'm bored, because it's like there's so many things I haven't done.
Because you're a man.
Yeah, like I just like it's almost so many things you want to do. You know what I mean?
A man will take a tree limb and whittle it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To pat and learn how to carve little figurines out of the tree limb, right?
Exactly.
To not be bored. Women don't do that shit.
I think a part of our existential crisis as men is realizing that you want to do so many things, but it's like you only have so much little time.
You got enough time, man.
That's why God gave women children to gives them something to do.
You know, what's up, fellas?
What's up, Mongo?
Happy birthday, brother.
Okay, all together now for the birthday boy. And if you're in the DMV area, come out to Fire and Smoke and tell it off the road. 1, 2, 3. I have a confession to make.
These alligators can't hold you down.
Oh, trust me, these alligators won't. I have a confession to make. I am so lonely.
I remember my party. He wrote a song because I'm so lonely I could die.
I'm so lonely.
This from the man.
I don't even have a name. I only have a purpose.
This from the man in the next 5 minutes. Telegram for Mongo.
I am capable of so much more.
The one sign that they cannot be by themselves as males mostly are Scorpios. Okay.
Yeah, Scorpios can't be alone.
They can't be alone.
I will tell you. I'll tell you this, and I'm proud of me because my homeboy who works in the county department, we used to work together for the city.
Mm-hmm.
He's set me up with this chick, and she works. She's a workaholic because she doesn't have a man, nor does she knows how to keep one. And
she knows how to keep one. She don't want to. That's all.
And here's the thing where the conversation went into a way where I know he wasn't expecting. We were on 3-way, and she wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking to her for a while, but then I dropped off. But then he tries to reunite. He was like, "Can't you help her with her 18-year-old son? You know, help him find some stuff."
He asked that to you
because he was trying to, but he was laughing in the background. He was texting.
Okay.
Because he knew Superman had to step aside, and you know who had to walk into the room? Conquest.
Okay.
Prepare for my arrival, Worm. And have you ever eviscerated a person with kind words that they could not reject? I said, wait a minute. You just recently got back from your daughter graduating AIT in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell do you raise 2 children in the same household? One's a success and one's a failure.
That's a good question.
And she got quiet. And he was like, can't you? Because he was egging it on. Can't you help her, help her son find focus because, she needs a man to do it? I said, I'll ask this question. What's my return on investment?
Ooh! Oh no, you didn't.
Return on investment.
No, you did not. You did not say that shit.
Oh, I said that bluntly
to a black woman. Oh, you did.
I said it so proud. I said it so proud. My godson was smiling.
And what was the retort, if I could ask?
She was stumbling in words. I said, let me put it to you this way. What do I get back for the cost of my life?
Mm-hmm.
I said, why should I fix something it took you 18 years to disrupt?
Mm-hmm.
break.
Or neglect. It's not even break. It's
Why? I
neglect.
said, why can you raise a daughter who successfully went through an AIT school in the U.S. Army,
Mm-hmm.
but your son is a slacker?
Okay.
No sense does this ever make. Well, I said, first and foremost, where's his father?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was controlling. I said, was he controlling? Was he controlling, or were you wayward?
I mean, what I'm saying is he was controlling, but the thing is, what is that? That's controlling to you. What does that have to do with his son?
And I told him, I said, because this is the part
Mm-hmm.
where y'all really in a relationship, or you just got caught with your pants down.
Mm. Ooh, no, you didn't.
Or literally.
Damn. Hey, wait a minute, Charles. Okay, you cannot be me. Okay.
Damn it, boy.
That was
Damn it,
being
old
me.
I am a Gemini. You are an Aries. Okay, it comes off differently when you say it. Okay.
I know, but you got to realize this, BGS.
Mm-hmm.
I could be the superhero, or I could be the digger that saves the world. I can't be both.
So what was her retort when you asked that?
She says, I don't know. I said, did you put him in sports? Well, yeah, he was fighting on the field. What did you do? Well, I had to take him out when he was boxing, he was fighting. Did you tell the trainer? Did you tell his coach? Well, when I graduated the academy, I had him pin me and told him he could do it too. I said, that doesn't mean a hill shit of beans, because it's different when a man says you're great.
Mm-hmm.
My masculinity is not dependent upon a woman. It's always be dependent upon my peers or my superiors.
So why does she need help with her son?
He's a slacker, BGS.
No. Hold on. Can I ask the question without you jumping in for a second? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Jeez. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. Why does she need help with her son?
Because she said, well, he's trying to be a street dude and he's really not like that. I said, how can a street dude whose mother is a cop lose control of that boy? I said, let me ask you this one question. I've done law enforcement twice as long as you have, and I'm not even with any department currently.
So he's 18, right? Okay.
I said at 18,
he's free to be a street dude.
I said, first of all, let's look at this at 18. 18, he's his own man.
Yeah.
There's no going back to 5.
Okay.
I told her that, and I said, and she's coming, and she's supposed to be coming tomorrow to the get together too.
Okay. Okay. He's 18 years old, right? Okay. He's an adult. Okay. As he follows the rules of the house, or he doesn't. Okay.
And that's what I told her. I said, obviously, you were more invested in one and not the other, and you have a 6-year-old.
He's got a 6-year-old now. She does.
No, she does.
Oh, he does. Okay.
She does.
Wait a minute. She has a 6-year-old.
18 and 24? God damn.
No, not 24, 20.
Okay.
And I'm looking at her and I said, and you could hear the smugness in my voice.
Has he taken the ass wrap? Has he taken the ass wrap?
No.
Make him take the ass wrap.
And that's what I told her. What have you done to make him great? What challenges have you set before him to do?
Make him take the ass wrap, okay? If he passes it, ship his ass off to the military.
And
let them do it.
And once again, this is where I tell people why I'm so lonely. When Conquest said that, I felt that on so many levels.
Okay.
Do you know how long it felt to actually speak to intelligent people? I had to come to YouTube. I get more love. I get more love intellectually from people on YouTube I physically have not met than people I walk around with.
Okay. What I'm saying is, okay, if the boy can read, write, and do basic arithmetic, make him take the ass wrap.
And I said, this is the problem. Oh, I got in her ass, but so eloquently. I said, this is the problem with single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
You put conviction in your daughters, but you compensate for your sons. And I said, why is it that my son, who's been with me 95%, well, 99% of the time, just the first year he hasn't lived totally. Why is there a difference in his behavior compared to your son's?
Because you're a man.
And that being said, she said the same thing. And that being said, the best gift you can ever give your son was the best possible man you can find. And unfortunately, we need to use this word for women called losers.
So where is his father?
Where is Waldo?
God damn it.
Did she ever answer that? Not what happened to his father.
Well,
Where
I don't
is his
know.
father?
I don't
That's
know. Someone,
that's bullshit. She knows where
of
the
course,
motherfucker is.
BGS. The total. Remember when I told you that Cancer Moon took a vacation
Mm-hmm.
and it was just pure fire? I had my Spartan helmet and my battle axe in the hand, and my broadsword was ready. So I asked her. I said, so you telling me if a woman found Bin Laden, I'd be damned you can't find his daddy.
She find him. She knows where she got his phone number. What the fuck you
And
talking about?
I said, there's a damn thing. I said, so just tell me, either he wanted the child and he was a bad person, or he never wanted a child in the first place. Because it's very rare for a black man not to accept their son if they wanted it.
The thing is, if we're talking about what you're gonna do with your son, first we got to come straight with your whole relationship with how you had the kid, why you had the kid, and the relationship with that kid's father.
You know, and it's like what I had the last three.
I do that on the internet. First the question: why you have a baby by this dude? Are
And
both kids by
that's
the
what
same
I
guy? Are they both kids by the same guy?
BGS. Hell no.
Okay. So you have a baby. You have a baby girl. Turn around and have a baby boy by two different guys. Okay. The problem is not her. Them. The problem is you.
And that's what I said. I said, here's the part.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have these children with their future intact. You look at the here and now. You didn't think that 18, and she even said, well, my father wasn't in my life. My mother was my
I
mother and
want to
family.
hear that shit. You okay?
I
The
said,
thing.
first of all, that's
Yeah.
I even cut her off and
Mm-hmm.
said, that's fucking impossible. There ain't nothing my mother could tell me about being a man. I said, first of all, the world does not perceive us as fucking same.
The thing is, I tell her, answer the goddamn question. Where is that boy's father? Answer the question. Did she answer the question?
She bullshitted.
She
Like, I
bullshit.
don't know where he is because
That's
when we moved
bullshit.
from Ohio, so you know what Ohio? Do you know his family? Well, yeah, then you can find the nigga unless
And
he's dead.
so in other words, when you moved from Ohio, you still wasn't collecting child support from the dude.
Shit, that's what she did. And I told her, I said,
Okay.
I
So
even told her, I said, let's all three of us on this phone are cops.
yeah.
You know how to fucking investigate. And I
Mm-hmm.
said it just like that. Stop bullshitting me.
Yeah.
If you can investigate a homicide, if you can investigate a theft, then you can find where the fuck his father is and send him to him.
Mm-hmm.
She don't want to find.
Unless you did not want that child there.
She did not want the child there. Okay, whatever went on between them, she did not want him to have a child. Just like Umar.
Umar. And that's why when I broke down everything last night, thanks for everybody showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I broke it down and said there's three ways to investigate any situation, especially crime. His side, her side, and come to the middle, which is the truth. First and foremost, let's look at this. How the fuck do you have a highly touted PhD
Mm-hmm.
and you're not in college? Do you know how many contacts he had with that degree, that level of a degree alone?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take Baltimore for instance. We have two fucking HBCUs, Morgan and Coppin.
Mm-hmm.
You think he can't make a deal with Morgan and Coppin to say, "Hey, I'll give 3 free lectures a year if you accept my daughter"? What you
Mm-hmm.
think Morgan and Coppin will say?
Just because that's Dr. Umar's daughter, period, they'll accept her. Okay.
So why the fuck? And this is where I say,
Because she's not qualified to go. Otherwise, he would have
mhm,
said so. Okay.
mhm.
Nothing to do with it.
And this is the part where it gets me. Do I believe Umar when he said the daughter wanted to go back to the mom because she knew where the bread was buttered because it was easier?
Water will my water will seek its the lowest level. Okay.
Mhm.
I told my daughter when she was 15, if you live with me, we'll get you into Ivy League school. If you go with your mama, you get what you get. Okay, because I had my daughter in community college at 15. Okay, her mama convinced her that she should go back to high school and have fun.
And this is the part where the difference between what you always say, mom makes you feel better, and daddy does what?
It makes you better. Yeah.
Sometimes to make you better, I got to put the proverbial and literal foot and fear of God in your ass.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason. Well, how come? And he, when my godson asked me because I was at the parent teacher conference for him,
Mm-hmm.
why did they expel my friend but not me? You know what? And I sat there and I looked at him. I took 2 minutes before I answered him. I said, because you had a man in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
And men know how to speak to men.
And
And
they
I
cared
said,
about you.
and they cared. And they knew,
Go ahead. And
they
they knew.
knew
Go ahead.
that a man would hold you accountable.
Because a man is going to do what to another man? Keep his what?
Word.
His word. Okay. A principal could come in, man could look at each other and say, okay, what's the problem? Okay, he ain't going to do it again. Okay. You got my word on it. That man, the man will let you walk out. Cops will let you. I'm sure if you as a cop will let a kid go if that man walks up and say, "Officer, I promise you, you'll never do this shit again." Okay.
I'll tell you a quick story.
Mm-hmm.
We caught this kid. This kid's father was a judge.
Yeah.
You know what the kid did? The
What?
judge asked, "Are there any cameras in this room?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "No, sir." He slapped the piss out of his son right in front of me.
Okay.
Thank you, officer. This will never happen again.
Mm.
Your Honor, officer. Greeted each other by proper titles. Shook my hand and walked out.
And walked out. Yeah.
And this is what I tell people about. I'm a lot different, even in real life compared to YouTube, where I'm gonna ask you. Oh yeah. You think I hold back in real life? No, I hold back on YouTube. I tell people. I told people. I said I don't care if I'm dating you. Why the fuck you? This is not the first time I dealt with a woman. I said, why would you allow your son to play video games to the night and then he can't take his ass to school in the morning? Well, that's why I stopped doing. I said, how the fuck are you a school teacher and you allow your son to fail? That's like
Bingo.
me. That's like me
Bingo.
having a fucking. That's like me having
Criminal
my
enforcement.
son.
Be a criminal.
My son being under a RICO charge,
Yeah.
and I'm a lifelong fucking law enforcement officer. How the fuck does that sound? How the fuck would that look? She said, real bad. I said, thank you. Use your goddamn brain. As a matter of fact, you better pray that a nigga like me never becomes mayor or governor, because I would overhaul this motherfucker.
You know, all it is, I don't want that kid on my nerves. And that kid's in there playing video games. He's not on my nerves, okay?
And that's what it is, because guess what? Black women tolerate children.
Yes, they
Black men raise children.
Yes.
Quote that. Clip that shit and put my name in the title, AB.
Because a black man is a father, and I've done you know this to be true, Charles. You and Dead said, right? Okay, when you pick that child up, you try to figure out how I'm gonna get this kid from here to an adult. That's all you're seeing, okay? You're not thinking about all the other little shit. How can I get this kid? What I need to do for this kid to get this kid to be an effective adult? That's my whole mission.
We're gonna talk nigga to nigga BGS. Let's keep it funky monkey. How do I raise this kid to be better than me?
Well, that comes later. But the thing is, the minimum is to be a functional adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you hope. I told my son, he said, Dad, I want to be just like you. I said, no, you want to be better than me.
And that's the
women don't see that way, because I had this problem with my daughter, right? Okay, because a lot of shit she used to try to block my grandson from doing, right? Okay, I said, we were walking, I said, you're an underachiever, okay, because you could have been a lot better than you are, okay. Don't screw up his chance because you don't like the way your life turned out. The way your life turned out is your fault, okay. Not anybody, not your mama's, not mine. It's your fault. This is what you chose. So don't screw up his life because that's what you chose. Don't choose it for him, because we didn't do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have no problem with any of my kids, okay, about how their life turned out. They can't say shit. They said, well, Dad wanted me to do something else. I want to do something different. Okay, fine. I want to do something different. Okay, I chose I chose to take 8 years to get a bachelor's. Okay, because that's what I want to do. Dad was trying to get me out of college at 19. I didn't want to go that route. I want to have fun. Okay, fine. Okay, I wanted to take my doctor to Cuba to be a doctor. I don't want to study that hard. Fine, take your own route. I wanted my son in the NBA. I don't want to. I don't want to practice that hard. Fine, you go do you.
I've told my son this,
Hmm.
and he was thinking like he doesn't remember when I used to take him to different gyms, boxing, wrestling, and MMA because he was so young. And he was telling my nephew who's in Texas, he was like, "Yeah, I know you're a better boxer than than my father." He's like, "Shh, kid, you don't know that fucking half of it." He's like, "Dude, your dad could do shit that most guys who were boxing longer than it does. He could just watch another guy do the move and he can emulate it."
Hmm.
He was like, he was that good. He was like, dude, it was to the point where experienced guys didn't like sparring him. He was like, stop, he said, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. Stop sleeping on your dad. And that's the part about a lot of kids. They sleep on their parents like they never lived a life.
Because they know you as their father, not as the other person. They don't know like my nephew didn't know anything about this side of me right until he got into the program. He said, "Wait a minute, those people look at you like you're like Obi-Wan Kenobi."
Yeah.
He had no idea because I don't tell you that's my life, not yours. Okay.
Yeah, and that's how one of my godsons. He was like when I was hanging up my plaques in my house,
Hmm.
and he's like, "You were in the army?" Yeah. And then he read another one. "You were in Iraq?" Yeah. "You were on a team?" "I wasn't special forces, but I was on a tactical team." "Yeah." "We had 354 missions in the first 6 months."
Hmm.
He was like, "I would never guess." That's the reason.
Because that's my life and not your life. Okay.
Yeah. I said, go out there and make you tell your story. What's the three? I was saying it constantly in your last dream. What's the three things the black community don't give a fuck about?
Yeah.
Black boys,
Yeah.
education, and being the hero of your own narrative.
Yeah.
I have yet to anybody debunk me on that.
Because it's true. Okay. It's true. You keep the same shit keeps popping up over and over and over again. Okay. That's why. So why you argue with these chicks about this shit? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as you start pulling out facts and data and statistics, well, I want to hear the okay? That's why people come up and say, well, be just but. Well, prove your shit. Where's your stuff? Okay? Where's your stats?
And somebody
And nobody
said
comes up with it.
Somebody said in the comments, Lamont said, "What's the difference between fire and science when being mean or blunt?" Okay, I'll answer that. And Aries does not do things out of being vindictive.
No.
They do things because it's sensible. It doesn't. The worst thing you could do to an Aries is not take the straight line. Why would I? Why would I walk in a circle to get to somewhere which is direct? Because what you're gonna do is irritate the fuck and anger and irritate the fuck out of me. Tell me straight. Give it to me straight, Doc.
Aries are not overly concerned about your feelings when it's something important. Whereas the thing Charles is mediated because he's got a Cancer moon, so it's probably not as bad. Okay.
Unless you piss me off. Like she kind of the conversation yesterday kind of pissed me off a little bit because, how the fuck you go visit your daughter, but yet your son, what are you doing for him?
Same thing I always did, Captain. Nothing.
And I'm like this: if you could put all that time into working your job as a county police officer in your secondary, then you can't dedicate at least one time to drive that motherfucker to MEPS.
Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is how the thing is I don't know anything about the kid. If the kid can read, write, and do arithmetic, make him take the ASVAB, okay? So it's only 2 years. He'll be back.
I mean, the only person that can come back is Lord of Vidmore from after that transgender surgery. But anyway,
come on.
He's trying to say he's just trying to detransition.
This nigga ain't shit.
I never claimed to be. And it pisses me off when I look at black mothers and say, I'm having such a hard time with my child, who is normally a son. And I said, you're having a hard time because you didn't think that you needed a man to help
And no,
raise him.
I don't even start there. Okay, I start with why did you have this kid by this man? Let's start there.
Yeah, because why? Were you a virgin?
No, even that, even if
Why him? Why him?
why? Because I run into this all the time, right? Okay, was this your first boyfriend? No. Okay. So is this your first time you had sex? No. Okay. How many guys been between him and this guy? Oh, about two or three. Okay. How can we have babies by that guy? Well, then they get quiet. So why him? Number one, why him?
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me that bullshit. Why him? Because you decided to get pregnant and carry this baby. Because women don't get pregnant by accident. Okay, you know exactly what to do and what not to do. Not get pregnant. So why him?
Facts.
The
I
answers you
fucked
can't
up.
have is
I know I fucked up. I
Yeah,
fucked up, okay? I fucked up.
no. Well, the one thing somebody I'll find the comment because somebody put a comment on the last the video, not the last one, the one before that. Because he said the same thing. I think it was Umar's video, right? Where she went off birth control, didn't tell him, got pregnant, and had a kid. And I said, and he asked her, well, why did you have a kid? She said, I thought it would work out. In her mind, I thought she had this fairy tale about what it's going to be like to trap this guy into marriage, and they'll have this fairy tale life. Okay, I thought it was going to work out. Same thing with Umar. Okay, and because I know Umar is too freaking logical to fall for that. Just go in raw and get a chick pregnant just like that. He's not stupid. He's a scholar. Okay. And basically, I knew they had to lie to him about being on that pill, and they did. Both of them.
BGS. Hold on, wait a minute. BGS. What was the heifer that got pregnant by? What's that dude's name? Anthony Edwards.
Oh, yeah. She lied. I think she said she had IUD or something like that. Something like that. I forget what it was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't give him slack for that because she's already a baby mama to little babies. So like you dealing with somebody she's basically like a superhead. So she's
Of course, predatory. That's how come he's upset. The thing is, he accepts the fact that okay, I got. He says it. Okay, so I'm gonna pay it up front. I don't want to have nothing to do with you or that kid. I got. Okay, it is what it is. So
Pay it up,
walk away from it.
and that's why the gynocracy. That's why the gynocracy gets mad at black men who refuse the programming. When dude said, you know what I would have said to my family if I had a child 6 years, you know what I would have done to my family if they would have done that? I had to tell my mother, why are you speaking to my ex on a regular basis? We haven't been together in God knows, but we just have.
You talking about that video I played about that dude and
Yeah.
his sister? Yeah. Oh.
I even told my mother one time, why are you speaking to her when you're supposed to be loyal to me, but you loyal to her? Why?
Because of the baby.
And she tried. This is a chick who tried to lie and said I had her pregnant. I never had her pregnant. She lied because she didn't want me to go away.
It's called the gynocracy, sir. Go ahead, Dale.
Charles, that's the main reason why I don't talk to my egg donor right now. Them motherfuckers are like the Goldust twins. They thick as thieves. And I'm up here, I'm like, so this is what it is. Same thing. Is this what you go do? But no, it does. It's no. I don't want to hear none of that. I said, you're my egg donor. She is my ex-wife. My last name is Evans. She severed that shit, and you're Evans. So what's it gonna be? But your daughter, I said, okay, you sure right. Y'all all love each other by yourselves, cause I'm out this bitch.
Yep.
And I told people, I said I will cut people off, and people know that if I say I will never speak to you, people know that I will. Oh well, Charles, you gotta have a heart. Nope.
That's why they called them a month later about this shit, right? It's because he cut them off. He said, I don't want to talk to you. I'll cut y'all off.
Mm-hmm. Well,
off of his mom for set tripping. The family.
what?
I said AL went off on the mom for set tripping on the family name.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You know,
she's a perpetual fuck up, and I know it because hey, her own mother and father told me this one right here that we made. Yeah, we tried our best, but she every time we tell her go right, she wants to go left.
go
So
left.
guess
It
what?
is always the one. There's always one. Yeah. So.
No, it was two. It was 2 out of the 5. It was 2 out of the 5.
But
It was the
it was
youngest.
more. If it was more than one, then you did something wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I've always looked at it like women try to be like, well, you got to know. I said that's bullshit. I said, let me ask you this question: if the government gave women to stay married, would you see divorce rates? What would the divorce rates be? Probably 10%. Then shut the fuck up and stop lying to me. That if you didn't know that you were going to get an incentive
Yeah.
for child support, alimony, and some more shit,
Yeah.
just stop lying. That's
Yeah.
the only like black men. Period will come to look at women and say, "Yo, keep it funky." Why don't we want to get? Why don't men want to get married? Why don't? Because you're more trouble than what the fuck it's worth. There's no cost. There's a risk, and there's a cost.
Men
There's
have to
no
be.
benefits
Men have to be brainwashed into marriage. If you weren't trained to be married, most men would not do it. Okay.
because you don't benefit.
There is no benefit. It benefits society. That's what it benefits.
That's what
Okay.
it benefits. And they be like, "Well, you gotta understand a man." I said, I cut off a chick the day before my birthday. Well, a real man would take me out.
Oh
I said,
God.
wait a minute, you're a lesbian. You're a
Oh,
fake
I
man.
can't stand that
A
real man.
real man would take me out. How would you know?
But you're a lesbian. You're a fake man.
I'm too
Hey,
old.
why
I hear
don't you
that
guys
shit. I'll
like?
cut the conversation
I,
off.
I say what?
I'm too old. If I hear that shit, I'll cut the conversation off.
Yeah,
I mean,
the real
I'm out.
man
That's
shit.
what
Yeah, I'm out.
I just laughed at the call. I said, "Go find you and blocked her."
What you should have asked, what's my return on investment?
I didn't even go that far. I just blocked her after I said, "Go find one. Good luck."
Mm-hmm.
What did they say when you get terminated or you cut the contract?
Yeah.
We wish you well on your future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, good luck with that.
Give him the Spock sign. Live long and prosper.
Mm-hmm.
And people be like, "Well, you cutting people off." I said, "Look, I'm not the horny 20-year-old I used to be.
Mm.
I look at you would be like nice ass, nice titties, nice smile.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
where's
are.
your fuck ups? Okay, where you fucked up? You probably fucked up. Okay, how you know if I'm fucked up? I know you're fucked up. Not anything that tells me about you as well. One, I know how you're fucked up because you're my age and you're not married. If you
Mm-hmm.
were really well, if you're really that well off, no smart man or half a brain cell would let you go."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Well, that's why I look at pretty women who are single for a long period of time." I said, "You must be a fucked up individual." And he was like, I told this to officers.
That's why I went monk. I can't talk to him no more, man.
I said, Jesus Christ. People be
I
like,
can't.
you wonder.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I
Why?
just be looking at
Why?
women and I be like, y'all make monk life look real good a lot of days.
I asked him who was the one. Okay, who was your one? Okay, and I tell you who the one. How come y'all didn't hook up? What was the problem? 9 times out of 10, it's something they did.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give me that bullshit. I don't want to hear. I was there when I was young. I don't want to hear that. Okay, I want to hear that. Okay. So how'd you mess up? So I told my daughter. How you met? What'd you do? First time out of when my daughter complained about something. Okay, first tell me what you did. Then we get to what the other person did. What'd you do?
Mm-hmm.
That's when they get quiet. If she gets quiet, all right.
Let you know right then and there. You ain't innocent.
You ain't innocent.
You
Okay.
ain't innocent.
If I'm gonna crash out, I'm gonna crash out for a damn good reason. Okay. That means you're innocent and something happened to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want Charles flying halfway across the country to arrest my ass. Okay.
That's the only one that's gonna be.
It's a BGS. They sent me to bring you in. Okay. All right, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
You're my boy, so you're the only one. Anyway.
Something else.
Where were we?
Yeah.
I guess we're done. I suppose.
So you gonna BGS, you gonna be like Isaiah Bradley in that new Captain America movie.
The old guy.
Come on, BGS. Come on, just turn yourself in. Over me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, where am I at? Right, he got brainwashed. Where am I at? Like, where am I? What is going on? Wait.
That's a hell of a combination in the movie though, man. You got old school from BMO, and you got New Orleans Captain America. I like it. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why.
Okay. You gotta realize, you got Captain Americas. All the black Captain Americas had to come from the most diggerous places, New Orleans and Baltimore.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Get out of here. I gotta ask a fun question. Was anybody inspired by Cory Booker crying and bitching about Trump for 25 hours?
Hell no.
I saw pieces of it. I didn't see the whole thing because what was he debating about?
That's the thing. He was just talking. It wasn't even a filibuster. It was over no bill. He was just whining about Trump for 25 hours.
He was trying to break a record. I don't think there was anything.
He's trying to break a strong Thurman's record. For filibustering civil rights.
Okay.
How about he gives a fuck about Cory Booker?
I was trying to figure out why he was up there doing a filibuster. What was the reason? What was he trying to hold up?
I can't think of the comment. Somebody said it. Democrats are trying to have a viral moment, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I hate all this performative shit, man. Why don't you guys do something?
You know what? It's kind of funny with them. Their moments are so viral. You need a shot of penicillin. I mean, God dang.
I truly hope his kidneys pay the price for that dumbass stunt he pulled. You gonna go 24 hours just talking and standing up, and you know you go have to go urinate or defecate at some point.
He trained for it. So he trained for it. He went. He fasted before. So basically, very little water, very little food because he knew he was gonna have to do it. So he trained for it. And then like he just did it.
Why the fuck would you do? Why the fuck would you do this?
He wanted to set a record for filibuster. That's why.
Yeah, he wanted to make a statement. He probably want to run for president again.
I don't, because the thing is, I was listening to him. I said, okay. Normally, when you filibuster like that, you're up there to block something or keep something from happening. Okay.
Yeah.
So why are you up there? There was nothing on the docket.
Yeah, there was nothing on the docket.
I mean, he should have done it when they were trying to pass that continuing resolution bill. Okay, then I could have understood. Okay, you're trying to hold this up. Okay, that makes sense. But the thing is, why is he up there filibustering? Okay, to set a record. Okay?
Oh, he set a record. Aren't you proud of him? Like,
what did he say? Okay.
You know what?
Trump for 25 hours, but
I mean, what did you take? Because I saw little bits and pieces of it.
I only saw bits and pieces of it. He was crying about Trump. Like, the Trump administration is dangerous and blah blah blah.
He hasn't been in office 100 days yet. How do you know?
You know what? I gotta go to my gynocracy translator. Okay, bitch babble. I get it. It's a sad thing when men bitch babble.
Yeah.
Saddest shit ever.
Okay, who bitch babbled this time? Talking about Cory Booker?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, he wasn't bitch babble. It's political speak. There was no reason for him to be up there. I was trying to figure out.
Bitch babble was Desmond Crockett crying about Brian Donald's wife.
That was a while back, wasn't it, when she did that, right?
There was, I guess it was
that was last week.
Wait a minute. Why did he cry about Brian Donald's wife? He didn't complain about Kamala Harris's husband.
You know what? Black man on my arm, no black man on your arm.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Kamala Harris's
hold on, wait a minute, BJ. You know
married to a whole white woman, a whole white man?
Yes.
Yes.
And the motherfucker looked like melted ice cream.
So why is she upset about him being married to a white woman?
Sir, it's the gynocracy, nigga.
Oh, the gynocracy.
I know, but the thing is, people don't see that disparity, because they talked about Kamala Harris versus I think it was on the Navy Land podcast. They're talking about Kamala Harris versus Barack Obama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about all this, that, and stuff. We got behind Barack Obama without even thinking about what he would do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. I would want to ask, okay, if Barack Obama was married to a white woman, would you have voted for him?
Probably, but I'm speaking for me, so you know.
No, they would not have.
No, they would not, because the first thing they'd be like, that white bitch.
Yeah, white bitch. Yeah,
Yep.
they would
Speaking of
not
Barack
have.
Obama, have you heard about that? You heard about him?
What do you do this time?
Apparently, he was behind the scenes. This is kind of obvious. He was sabotaging Kamala Harris.
No shit. He didn't want her to be. Everybody knew that shit. The only reason he gave his speech is because they forced him to. Okay.
Yeah,
Nobody
and I
likes that
kind of,
bitch.
and I always suspected that because when he said what he said about black men, I'm like, wait a minute, he's too smart. He's too smart to say something like that. Is he trying to sabotage her?
Suspected it. We knew it. Come on, we
Yeah.
knew that. We knew that
You
before
know,
before
why do
Biden stepped down.
Yeah,
why
that's
do
true.
you why do you think he's like? Let me see. If I say this is gonna ruin her chances for president. Okay, when do I talk?
Mm-hmm.
No, no. The rumors have been around for a while. That's why he refused to endorse her
Yep.
until way late. I mean, I don't know why people think this is new. We said that shit back in July. Okay.
Yes, we did.
We knew when he came in a week before the the presidential election, just halfway talking shit but not enthusiastic. We knew it was like, okay, this ain't what it's meant to be for. He's just towing the line for the corporation.
Talk about Barack Obama or who?
Yeah, he was just
Okay.
towing the line for the DNC.
It,
He didn't have to like it.
it was
He just did.
at some point you got to be a good soldier, okay?
Yeah, and that's what he was.
Basically, Maxine Waters said the exact same thing. If you go back to what she said, okay, she said the exact same thing. You lost this battle, okay? The Maxine Waters said that about backing Kamala
Obama.
Harris, Obama. You lost this battle, okay? I don't know why people think that a book and all this kind of stuff is new. We knew this shit way beforehand, okay?
The simple fact of the matter is,
Mhm.
people just don't want to admit she's a horrible candidate to begin with.
Yeah.
Like,
She really
what do you actually? And I even asked my coworkers. I said, "Do you think Kamala Harris?" Well, she was I said, I know people in California right now who said she did nothing and she was horrible.
Yeah, she was
I
horrible.
said,
Yeah.
I said, here's the fact of the matter. Is it wrong to say? And then my female coworker had to shake my hand. She was like, "You know what? You were right about Trump and the tariff. He was telling the truth." I said, "So why wouldn't we throw tariffs on people who were overcharging us?"
Facts.
I
Yeah.
said, I
Yeah.
said, "So when you?" I said the first thing I told her, I said, "I could tell you have a good relationship with your father, so you have a respect for men, which I like." And then, goddamn, my neighbors are bad as shit. Oh, anyway, back to the problem ahead. Yeah, no, seriously, they bad. Fuck, she got friends. I'm about to be just like a good neighbor. This nigga's here. But anyway,
Candy girl, please
let
go.
me finish this real quick. It's the fact of the matter that
Mm-hmm.
we cannot admit that a black woman is poor at something, and it gets to be where it's like, look, until you can make the the finite statement of saying she was not a good candidate,
Mm-hmm.
and people did take away race, take away gender. She's a
Yeah.
poor candidate.
She's a
Yeah.
terrible candidate.
Yeah, she was. She is not Barack Obama. Okay. But women see we elected a black man. You're supposed to get behind us. No, she wasn't a good candidate.
Should have picked better.
Should have picked better. Okay, well, they didn't pick her. That was Hillary
And
Clinton.
and and if any AKAs mentioned, that's my message to y'all. We know you're not stupid, but you should have picked better.
I mean, shit, we said that about your men. Oops.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they know what they picked. Stop complaining
Mhm.
about the guy that you picked. Just like that chick that married her husband. I wanted a smart man, that read and studious, blah blah blah.
That's what
Right?
you asked for.
Well, it's a challenge.
Gave me
Oh,
what
it's
I
a
want.
challenge. Yeah.
So
Why
the
do you think?
fact that, so the
Hold on.
fact that,
Mm-hmm.
so
Why do
the
you think?
fact that, oh, go ahead, baby.
Why do you think these chicks pick Pookies all the
Because
time? Because they,
because Charles can tell a Pookie is a reflection of her.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's her inner self.
That's her inner self.
A woman picks a man because women, let me break this down. Women cannot live the way men can live.
Yep.
We can be gangster. We can be a soldier. They can't do the same as us because they know they are not willing to pay the physical consequences for
No,
some
they're
of the
not.
dangerous shit we do.
Most of them are not. Yeah.
So you got to understand something. This woman who's a fucking 3,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say it, she's a 3. For the fact that you're married to a man who's intelligent, we know there's a God in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I said in the chat earlier, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. A lot of women are not ready for a man that's truly smarter than them. A woman naturally is supposed to. This is how you know black women are out of order of nature. Women naturally look up to their men.
Mm.
Okay? Naturally.
Yeah, they do.
So when you have these women who are out of order and never been in a culture where manhood and masculinity was at the forefront, it's foreign to them. Why is this guy so smart? Really, you got to think about it. Do men marry down or they marry up?
No, mostly down. Yeah.
Do women marry up or down?
They marry up normally if they can.
When you tell women this shit, what does that tell you? Every man that marries you was better than you. so,
Supposed to be.
so
Yeah.
the thing is, you're better.
I don't know. Some most black women don't do that shit. They marry
No,
down.
but once again, circular conversation. Are black women out of order?
Yes, they are.
And that's why. That's why they get the results they get.
Yeah, that's why all the results are upside down.
Yeah, I said y'all don't understand something. Like, why do you think you're better than me? Because I am. Even with your degree, I'm better than you. You needed to go to school to something I knew in fucking 6th grade.
I always tell some of these cats, some of these women, go get your money back because they miseducated you.
Not go get your money back. Go get your money back, bitch.
Yeah,
You're the most educated, but you ain't the most intelligent.
That's why I'm listening to some of these people supposed to be political pundits. That you guys cannot. You guys are lying. You guys cannot be this stupid.
Remember that chick I had who was a PhD candidate?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I never told you this.
She hated my ass. Boy.
Oh, she hated the guts. She's like,
yes.
How can you put it? How can you have him on the show? I said, you know what you need to do to go to your professors? She's like, what? You need to go take a baseball bat and kneecap them and get your money back. Because if you couldn't tell me what testosterone was and you're a PhD.
Oh come on.
Oh,
really? For real?
Was that bad? Oh my gosh. Okay.
For real?
Oh, trust me. I need to revamp that and put it in my community tab for people to hear that conversation. I need to find it.
And she argued with you about it too, didn't she?
She tried to, and I told her, go kneecap your fucking your professors. And that was the last conversation we ever had.
A dude like Jason Brown does. Jason Black does. Look it up.
Look it up. and it's sad because this is like I tell people it's burden. It's a burden to be logical nowadays. It's such a burden.
It is. It's a curse right now.
It's
He's like, I know what it feels like to be cursed with knowledge.
It's like with the death battle, Superman versus Goku. When he was telling Goku, "This is my life. With every step, I could create an earthquake. Every breath, a hurricane. This is my burden. Be glad it's not yours."
Yeah.
That's what I feel like talking to modern women. With every thought comes a logical answer.
That's why I call them pedestrians. Well, women are illogical anyway, so that's why I ask them how they feel first. First answer, I don't know, not what you think. I said, how do you feel about it? And then we get to think after that.
So we got to build you up to think.
We got to build. Yeah, we have to get, because it's gonna come out. You gonna actually mix the two up. Let me get how you feel out first, okay? And then I said, okay, you feel this way. Now, why do you feel that way? And then they have to think.
Well, Charles, you just so mean. I'm not mean. I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy when he's sick of your shit.
You're direct. You're not mean. You're direct, and that's the women can't handle direct.
I'm literally being called an asshole and mean simultaneously because why? I don't respond to bullshit no more. I'm so on my black people. I stay in my silence. I look them up and down and across sideways, and I just shake my head. I'm not even playing with them no more. For what?
People can't handle being called pedestrians. Okay.
Yeah, I just look at my new kitten that I bought.
Like you got a kitten?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a new kitten.
I thought you were a dog person.
I did
Far
too.
from the truth. Far from the
Okay.
truth.
Okay.
Cat guy. Me and cats are laid back. We get along. This
Okay.
kitten, he's about a few months. He's big for his size, though. Looks like they steroid him up or something. And cats, when they come to a house, they'll take 2 to 3 days to survey. That's why they're more logical than dogs. They'll survey, see how the temperament, if y'all cool or not. He comes out one day just to play because he's in his frolicking, rambunctious age. Do you know how logical this cat is? I told him stop fucking with my shoe. Like stop. You know what he did?
What?
He grabbed his toy, start playing with his toy.
Oh, okay.
I said, if I could get that from a fucking kitten, why the fuck can I not get that from a woman?
Because she don't want to do it.
Facts.
Because she grown.
Yeah. Hey, you're my daddy. How can you tell me what to do?
You ain't
I said,
my
well, go back.
daddy.
You know the last time
because it's all about me.
You know the last time a chick told me that the pure asshole came out of me. And she was like, "You ain't my daddy." Yeah, tell your mom, ask your mother who your real one is.
Ooh, that is not nice. Hey, that's an Aries. That's an Aries for you, okay? They don't give
Down goes Frazier.
Aries do not give a shit. That's an Aries. That's an Aries
something
quote.
funny?
Okay?
I actually had a boy try to tell me that you ain't my dad. Like you're right. I'm too handsome to be your daddy.
You ain't my daddy. Only because I pulled out.
Everything. You ain't my daddy. You know what? Like what Robert Harris would say. You got that right.
And
I had a little boy tell me that you ain't my daddy only because I pulled out.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like he was like 14, and he just looked at me with that stare. Yeah, I said it, bitch.
yeah. This little boy was like 13. I'm like, he's like, you ain't my dad. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm too handsome to be your daddy. You got that
He
right.
looked at me. He was like, "Oh my! I can't believe you said that. I can't believe that your knees look like cracked sidewalks." Either.
Yeah.
Oh, we joining right now.
You ain't my daddy. Did you ask your mother?
He was like, "Oh yeah, oh I'm sorry." And then it was this rude ass kid. Like I'm playing mad with the group home kids because I got to make sure these motherfuckers stay there because I don't feel like writing on their asses when they go missing. And this kid kept just heckling me. So I'm like, I forgot. I went to Lake Clifton, bitch. He kept trying to crack on me, and I just went in on his ass. I said, "Oh, that was mean. Oh, why don't you get your family to call you and comfort you?" Oops.
Damn.
You are Aries for
Conquest.
The whole house erupted. His whole house.
Everybody in the house was rolling. I said, I could keep going. I'm like Captain America. I can go all day. Come on, nigga.
His heart
that was it. He took a knee on that one. Okay.
He was like, I said, guess what? I can see that you can't. Your future.
Shout out to Mississippi Delta. Can you read that for me, BJ?
Okay. Fortunately, I went to college on a STEM scholarship, but there were black women having $15K a year loans and majoring in sociology with less than stellar GPAs, shaking my damn head. Oh,
yep.
Let me count the ways, okay? You know how many psychology or sociology degrees you see in the graduation at one time versus STEM? Okay,
It's oversaturated with that bullshit.
How many of them work at Starbucks?
They're looking to work with the government. Like my daughter was psychology. She works. She's a sociologist. She's a social worker.
It's kind of funny because you would think with all these sociology and psychology degrees, how's the community so mentally fucked?
Ask it again.
Because of intersectionality. That's why.
The irony.
That's the irony, man. And it's like that's why, like, when we were at the cigar lounge, dead set. Hopefully you come. But it's funny because I was telling this woman when I told her, Michelle Obama did not respect Barack. She was like, I thought she loved him. I said, I said, I asked her this.
How do you define
I asked
love?
her this.
Evidence to the contrary.
I said,
She left to be
and this.
disrespectful. That's what.
I said, I asked her these 3 questions. What are the 3 things a woman's supposed to protect? She says, I don't know. The image, the honor, and the glory. Did she protect all 3, calling herself a single mom in an interview?
Any of them.
Nope.
He didn't protect one of them, much less all 3.
I said, so if I get up there always trying to take jabs at my husband, and I basically marry Black Superman, I said, let me tell you how advanced this motherfucker is. How many black people in America?
40 million?
42, I think 42 million.
Yeah, but put this in perspective, fellas. She was bashing on him so bad that Megyn Kelly's racist ass had to call her out on it.
White women had to say, "Girl, it's too much." That's crazy.
They were trying to check her from even before he became president. They were trying to check her, tone her shit down. Okay.
And I said this. I said, how many black people on planet Earth? For some odd fucking reason, this nigga was in charge of the largest army mankind has ever known.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ever known. Not Napoleon. Not Ramses.
Genghis Khan.
Not Genghis Khan. Not even the H-Man.
Not even Caesar.
Not even Caesar. This motherfucker was at the helm of the most powerful country on earth. And it still wasn't good enough to get a kind word about your husband. Think about that. You literally had God on earth.
Yeah.
She's really bitter that he, I think she's really bitter that he actually made president. I think she still is.
Has anybody ever played Mortal Kombat 11?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the storyline where it was like Kung Lao was basically given the play-by-play between Katana and Liu Kang, where he met Katana and he was like, she's out of his league.
Okay.
Then she became empress and she said she's way out of his league. And then
Liu Kang became a god, and he's like, damn, now he's out of
now
here.
he's really out of her league.
Yep.
Okay.
That's basically the equivalent. Yeah, you're an empress. I'm a god.
Yeah.
Like I command the fundamental forces of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still not good enough for Michelle Obama.
Nope.
Yeah, she resents him for being.
Because she's a lawyer. That's why. I went to law school and I'm a lawyer. And
so did he. So
but,
did he.
but for her, it's like she didn't get no praise for being a lawyer.
He was the president of the law school.
So what?
He was the president of a law school.
Yeah, but he was the president of the fucking country, and she don't like that.
The Harvard Law Review. I mean, that's get more.
Yeah, you get more advanced than that. Yeah,
she got one upped in the most one-uppable way.
She is.
Let me guys ask you a question. What do you guys know the name of JD Vance's wife?
No,
not offhand. No.
So what is that? That should tell you something. And JD is went to Yale, right?
So did she. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so did she. I'm trying to make the parallel in terms of they're both lawyers, right? Both went to prestigious Ivy Leagues. Yeah, people don't even know her name. They know of her accomplishments, but they don't know her name.
You barely know what she looks like.
Most people, if you ask, "Oh, have you ever heard of J?" Exactly. You don't even if you heard her speak and no one told you that it was JD Vance's wife, you wouldn't even know it was her.
Yeah.
And that is definitely my valid point in terms of the level of respect or deference.
All I know is his wife was grinning like a motherfucker when he got sworn in.
Of course.
She was proud of him. She looked up to him. It goes back to the circular conversation. She looks up to the man.
Yes.
You can't.
Michelle Obama never looked up to Barack. Okay.
No.
Even
from
the very beginning, she liked him, but she never.
You looked up to him, yeah.
Looked up to him. She never did.
Say it with me, BGS. I am so lonely.
I'm so lonely I could die.
I am. People I am a victim of my own success. I'm gonna sing you that shit, BG. I said I'm gonna make you clip that shit because I got it. And when he said that, I was like, damn, that sounds like the plight of the black man in America.
It hit, bro.
When Conquest said that, he said, I am capable of so much more. I can cry, but not one creature in the universe would even care. That's why I don't. That
They didn't
sounds
even
like
give me a name.
only a purpose. God damn, that I was when he said that shit, I was like, if they don't get an award for that episode alone,
Yes, sir.
What is that? What show is that?
that's invincible. When Conquest grabs him by the throat
Oh,
and,
okay.
and he whispers to him, choking the dog shit out of him. And it's like, oh yeah, and by the way, I got a picture I'm gonna post in my community tab. I'm gonna put the words on it with Conquest kicking Oliver said, "Fuck them kids."
Backhanded the shit out of that boy.
That's why I got the bear and the socks hat. Fuck them Cubs. Okay?
Fuck them Cubs. And it's like
that's
go ahead,
hold
man.
on.
So what?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
That was so funny when he knocked his teeth out of his mouth. I was like, God damn.
Oh yeah, that's that ruthless aggression,
you don't
man.
want to listen, huh? You don't want to listen to your big brother. All right, that's what you get. About to rip your ass in half.
I'm gonna rip your ass in half. Like I've told, it's funny because when he said that, and 99% of people never saw me being ruthless. And when my godson was working security, and these gang of guys said, "I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna shoot up the place," my other two godsons and my son were in the house, and they were like, "What do you have in that bag?" "Oh, Betsy." and it ain't that bitch Ross. "Is that the 300 blackout?" "Yes, it is." "Did you just grab your gun?" "Yes, it is." "What are you about to do?" "Go in peace, but come back in war if necessary."
Yeah, shout out to Mississippi Delta. He asked a good question. A question for the panel. Why do black women see black men as competition and not teammates?
Because black women think that they're better than you. That's why I played that chick that wished for a smart guy that's studious, wore glasses, yada yada yada, and she still wanted to be better than he was. That's what made her upset. Okay, they want to be better than you. That's why they compete. Okay,
a black woman wants a black man to be the most intimidating, the most inventive, the smartest guy to everybody else but them.
Except her. In fact, Prince Ella said, his eyes see nobody but her. His penis will touch nobody but her. And he will worship the ground that she walks on. Right? They see themselves as a god, and you are the
lowly servant.
Yes, lowly servant. Yeah. And if you challenge her authority, guess what? That's called competition.
Yep. And this is the reason why my parents raised me with audacity. Fuck them bitches.
If you go back and watch Love and Basketball, okay, she always competed against him, even though he was better. Even to the end, she got pissed off because she lost the basketball game to him. Even to the end, okay.
They really think that they're not even your equal. I've always told women this.
They think that you're like Michelle Obama. She still thinks that she's Barack Obama's better.
Yeah, it's at some point.
Excuse me.
Bless you. At some point, men know when there's somebody superior to them, and they have no shame in admitting it.
Yep.
Women in our community have this bravado that I wish black men would actually have.
Yeah, Tech and GT Tron basically they take sociology because it's easy. They don't take it because they want to be gynocratic. It's bullshit. It's an easy major. That's why
you can really coast in that class. I mean, I've taken that class. It's not.
It's I mean, I'm not saying it's supposed to be like high school level, but it's easier. Otherwise, they would go into tech or something like that. Okay?
Put it to you this way: every chick I heard go into STEM go right to psychology.
Yeah, because they can't handle the math. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like
when,
they're allergic to STEM. They're freaking allergic to STEM. That's
Yes,
too much
Because
work.
they're allergic to math. Math is logical. Women are not. Okay,
If
that's
they
why you see very few women that do math. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Put it to you this way: all
and
athletes took sociology too.
Yeah. Why do you
Mhm.
think that is? Why do you
of
think they
course,
did?
these easy classes they can still stay in
There's a
school.
reason why you don't see very many women programmers.
Yes. I mean,
They
I
cannot they cannot. It's not even just the math; it's the pure logic.
yeah.
Does,
I can do sociology in my sleep. Okay.
does
Mhm.
anybody hear code? Anybody hear codes a little bit?
Yes,
You got them right
I
there.
write in 5 different languages.
Okay, so you know when you look at, for example, if you look at something like SQL, you're looking at it, and let's say it's asking, okay, you need to have this amount of columns. You already know, okay, I
Yes.
know I need this, I know I need that, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're drawing to a logical conclusion. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay,
you're
I need
writing your query to
The
spit out what you
queries. Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like it forces you to be okay. I need to, in order for me to get the output, the outcome that I want, I have to streamline this, and I can't. There's no questionable variable. There's no, oh,
Hmm.
this might be a case, but this might not be. Oh, I'm feeling this way on this certain day. No, it's either you have this or the outcome is going to be incomplete, right?
Yes,
It's no shades of gray when it comes to that. So that's definitely why they're not good programmers either, because it's always
Yeah.
going to come to a logical conclusion.
Most women that want to go into STEM drop out at algebra. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, to be honest with you, I go lower than that. When they hit statistics, that's the acid test for most people. If you can't
Yeah.
pass
Yeah.
stats, you
Yeah.
probably most people just I'm gonna switch my major.
And what's funny is even on like the TikTok, the on TikTok or like the internet, the few women who are in STEM in tech specifically, they're like, "Yo, these women don't want to do this job," and the
No.
government's like, "No, we need more women to be in here." And the
well,
ladies who are in the field are like, "These women do not want to be here. I
Yeah. They
cannot
don't.
make a company with these women.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
either not here or the ones that are here are bad."
and that's
And
Or,
the
probably
or,
one
women
of
are
the
saying it themselves,
yeah,
and nobody's listening.
or they're trying to avoid the work that takes to actually code
yeah,
and
and that's
program.
probably one
Okay.
of the big.
Exactly.
That's probably one of the bigger reasons why DEI is going away too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The STEM the tech companies couldn't wait to get rid of DEI.
Yeah, the
I'm gonna tell you what
tech hated
So
them.
in
It's not
other
gonna
words, instead of doing all the women doing customer experience. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they weren't programming.
They weren't
I'm
It's
telling
programmers.
you. Oh,
I'm gonna
I was
tell
gonna say
you,
this.
gentlemen,
One
Sorry.
time. One
this.
time.
Hold on. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
tell you, gentlemen, this. They literally put out a movie less than 3 years ago, starring Taraji P. Henson, to try to stimulate these black heifers to look, pay attention. If these women back in the 50s were doing this, and this is where you need to be, get with the program. What did they do?
It,
They did not give that movie,
it,
these women did not give that movie no form of fanfare whatsoever. But when Wakanda came out, or the woman, the
the
woman,
woman. Yeah.
whoever
Yeah.
she was,
Woman
Yeah.
King.
they was all in uproar over that nonsense, but
you
something
know,
meant something that they needed to
Yeah.
pay attention to and,
Mm,
inhale, digest, and
mm.
accept and understand this is a part of your reality. No, they wasn't with that. So serve them right that they lost the DEI. Period.
I'm gonna ask this question right to everybody in the panel and
Mhm.
chat.
Mhm.
Would women join the fire department, military, and police department if there were no men?
No.
No,
No.
I mean,
Not at all.
they would have to be, is because they still need the job done.
But it
No,
would
no,
be
no.
Got to
Would
have.
they
bad.
would they join?
Hell
Yeah.
I
no.
would give I would give you an astounding no.
If there were no men, they would have to do it.
They
Okay.
would probably have to do it, but they would fumble
You
the
gotta
bag
always
so badly.
Yeah.
And one of
you
In other words, if there ain't no men, and the fire still has to be put out.
yeah,
They won't do. Will they do it as well? No, but they will do it.
and that's also another barometer for all you guys. And I'm gonna give you real good game.
Hmm.
What's the ratio for women in the military and the fire department and the military? Roughly 88%, which is roughly 90. 95% for the fire department. Both police and military is around 88, 90%. That being said, right, most of your police officers are middle class, right? Or higher.
Hmm.
So if you can't find a man in those professions where you're basically looking at a 9-to-1 ratio, where you're grossly outnumbered, that says a lot about you. And when I look at those jobs, one, you have to be logical. What I can do, what I can't do. You have to know your limitations and your strengths. Two, the level of danger that you could just out of anywhere like that. Most women couldn't handle it. And that's the reason why, like, I love talking to my new coworkers because even a female, because she's very close to her dad, and two, she had to be logical because she was in corrections. So there's a lot of questions she'll ask me about her son and also about a situation. Like, why do my nephew, he gets mad at my sister and his father from talking about each other. Like, don't talk about my dad like that, or don't talk about my mom. He was like, what would you do? I said, you know what? I would get them both in a room, sit them down, and say, our father ain't shit. Neither was our mother. And I would tell him, your mom and your father wasn't shit. And watch their reactions. And be like, why are you saying that? Now you know how your son feels. She said, damn, that was so simple. I said, that's why. I said, that's how men think. Now don't do that to your now respect your son. And she was like, you know that thing I tried last week that you told me to do last week? She said they got it like that. I said, hey, slow down, chick. I'm damn near in the bunk mode.
That take you off your game.
I tell people, I said, there's a reason why men and women are complementary. Women are useful, just like men are useful. Women could go into a ballroom, a useful woman, and she will get, and just because of the way women socialize, she will get everybody's fucking name. You may not get the senator, but but guess who's just as important to senator? His wife.
Senator's wife. His
Guess who?
aide.
Guess what? You may not be able to get that contract for the all-girls school, but if you have a representative that's a female, notice what you get. And see, women like to play strengths to a man's level. And I said, like this one chick, well, I'm strong. You're not strong. Women are not strong. And she says, what you're saying? But I'm strong. I said, women are resilient. Different. You have to be resilient to give birth because it's an agonizing process. Strength ain't mean shit giving babies, do it. Strength goes out the door. I said, first of all, women don't understand themselves because they're not comfortable being themselves. Because women actually know compared to men, because we got hobbies, they kind of suck. I had to tell women this. I said, the women who had hobbies like they game they're fun. There is not one bitch who games and a man she dates does not marry her. I haven't seen it. Like, wait a minute, your girl games? Yeah, we've been married for 15 years.
Yeah.
See why? I said, this is the part which y'all don't get. You're afraid to get a man that can mold you because you might actually like it. And then on top of that, he might actually have power.
We still got it's late, so I'll say we still got bitches out here talking about I don't like a man that play video games, so you're a boring bitch, huh?
Okay. I don't. Okay. Yeah, but okay. I don't like a chick that wants to go to brunch every Sunday.
Yep. I don't. Hey,
Lord.
BGS. I don't like a chick that watches Lust and
Love
Hip Hop.
Island.
Okay.
Okay. But my thing is okay. So what do you like to do if you don't like a man that plays video games? What do you like to do?
I don't know.
I don't know. In other words, she's not entertaining me. Okay, Will Blackula, if you want a cloud practitioner, talk to Theo. Okay. You can't get it because they're doing it right now. Theo does it every day and twice on Sunday. Okay, sign up for his training class.
Shout out to Theo.
I'm gonna say this. Shout out to MS Delta again for his donation. Black women in college wanted to have fun, They didn't want the 12-hour-a-week STEM labs and the homework problem sets.
That's like when I wanted to go back. I didn't want to go into chemistry because you got to be in the labs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 9 hours a week that you got to be.
Organic.
Huh? So what?
I do not wish on my worst enemy. Organic
What's
chemistry. I do not wish
Oh
on my
no,
worst
no, no!
enemy.
I
That
couldn't
is
do
one
it.
of
I
the
couldn't do it.
hardest classes of.
Yeah.
No.
You know, that's why
you got 9-hour labs, man, per week.
Alkanes, alkynes, alkenes. Fuck them. No, sir.
That's why when we went to the cigar lounge one time and I introduced everybody to Dr. Dunbar, that nigga had a standing ovation. It was like, why you call him Dr. Dunbar? He has a PhD in pharmacology. One chick looked it up and they just started clapping like, this nigga's a superhero. God damn.
Yeah. The Ark of the Covenant, huh?
Like you can't listen. Like one nigga shook his hand and said, "We're not worthy, sir."
The epitome of a super nigga. Epitome of a super nigga.
I can imagine what the fuck that motherfucker had to do with labs.
You ain't
God
lying.
damn. I said, every time I see him, I said, "You're a superhero."
He probably had to have a cot. Go ahead, AB.
What I'm thinking about is shout out to Mississippi. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You better thank your donors.
Door, okay.
I tell him, I said, every time I see him, you're a superhero.
Mr. Delta has to. His suit is getting soaked from all the white people crying on his shoulder right now.
And all the white bitches sitting at the chairs getting wet when they see him.
What is Trump going to do next? What is Trump going to do next? Do next?
You see what Trump did? Oh my gosh, that's what. Trump.
It's that popular picture. One of my Facebook friends, I even told her from the picture when it was the black conservatives, and it was like she's very lovely girl. Matter of fact, her birthday's coming up on the 9th, and I was like, you kind of popular, low key. I said if I point you out on that picture, people won't even believe it. They said, God, she fine as fuck too. God, I need to go back out. Sometimes I don't feel like dealing with them, but sometimes I be like. Some of y'all be looking too damn good not to try.
Hey, you ain't lying. Sometimes.
I was gonna. I was speaking on intelligence and whatnot. I was thinking like my biggest gripe with Marvel. One of my biggest gripes is how they kind of downplayed how T'Challa is intelligent. Like all the stuff that you saw his sister do is the stuff that he would actually do.
He created that shit.
Yeah, if you watch, you watch not only just watch Avengers, but you grew up in the comics. Like out of the Avengers, it was Tony, him, and Hank. Like Hank Pym, Ant-Man, and it's like they were the top 3 smartest on the Avengers. And I'm Bruce, of course, but regardless, but it's like you look up T'Challa, he's like a polymath, has a photographic memory. I mean, think about it, he can go ahead. He used to go toe to toe with Dr. Doom, the smartest, the genius of all geniuses, right?
Yeah,
to fight to defend Wakanda and what have you.
They're peers.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you, like,
he created over half the Wakandan tech. Yeah,
they're peers.
Yeah,
they're him and Dr. Doom. They actually respect each other. They're peers.
Because he knows he's a king. Yeah, exactly.
They're both monarchs.
But on intelligence level as well. Yeah,
they're peers in every sense. That's why he talks to T'Challa different than he talks to everybody else.
Don't have no problem with him.
They'd be like, because when they have meetings, he's like, you're one of the few people who feel my struggle.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he gets a certain respect. All right. Somebody do an after party shit.
Why not? I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm going to bed. Peace.
Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.